Good evening, Vietnam. No, I'm just kidding. Hello everybody, and welcome to the Rantcast. I'm right now just about ready to get Kurgan on the line, so I did everything spontaneously. Hope you guys are having a great night. Welcome everybody, Elviler, Luca Rocks. Anybody else just tuned in? It looks like Knucklehead's here. Hope you're having a great night. You're taking care of yourselves, your mental health, staying cool. Temperature's rising. We got a couple things to talk about. Let me go ahead and rig Kurgan on, and we'll go ahead and finish the intro here real quick.
TheRantCast.
Okay, all right. So, once again, you probably all know, but it's just great intro to start with here. I am Josh, also known as The Strange Bus. You can find me at twitch.tv/The Strange Bus. I am joined by my other host here, Kurgan, also known as HeroQuest Fans, and you know where to find him, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's twitch.tv/HeroQuest Fans. That's twitch.tv/HeroQuest Fans. We got a pretty decent setup here for you tonight. I've got to change the episode. I did, like I said, everything's done on the fly here today. Actually, more so the last couple of weeks, but
I like that picture.
yeah, I literally on the fly. How have you been?
How the hell you been?
Where is my Dread Moon order?
TheRantCast.
Where's
I'm
my
doing
Dread
well.
Moon?
Doing well for a guy who just did almost 3.5 hours of playtesting. We got a good group doing a little fan project, helping out one of the Eolin folks. Pretty fun. But yeah, we're here now, and actually we had some last minute. It's better to burn out than to fade away.
Never fade away. That's what I think about. Anyone
Oh,
else
Violet
watch
says,
Jordan?
oh, Luca rocks. Oh man, there's some comments I missed there. Yeah, Elviler won't be able to make it to Gen Con this year. Luca rocks says Star Wars sucks, Marvel's horrible, Save No Way Home, and Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So let's enjoy HeroQuest instead. True, not as great as being there in person. Oh yeah, Gen Con. Okay, so I guess before we get into that, yeah. So I've been doing well. We're still doing HeroQuest this Saturday, so it's going to be a packed weekend. But yeah, we did have some kind of last minute news about HeroQuest in the Gen Con time. So that's what I'm kind of thinking of. Jordan Sorcery. Where's my Dread Moon pre-order? Avalon Hill. Yeah. A lot of people are wondering that.
Hey.
And Elviler of Elviler.com is here.
Indeed. Just letting everybody know, I would do more HeroQuest by myself, but the HeroQuest expert is in the channel with me right now. So, unless you just want to sit and watch me do a HeroQuest unboxing, which I'm more than happy to do because thanks to my good friend Kurgan here, who got me that HeroQuest stuff. I wanted to do, actually, I was actually wanting to talk to you about that. We were wanting to do something. Of course, when your schedule frees up, because you are doing a pretty cool project here. Maybe doing a any HeroQuest is good HeroQuest. Indeed, but the maybe doing a like a collab game. I've got multiple cameras I could set up. We can actually get things like actually done together, and we could co-host and get stuff done here at my place and do it on either on his channel, whatever we do. I mean, this is just I'm brainstorming. Like I said, on the fly. I spare no expense when it comes to the Rantcast. Literally nothing is planned anymore because when you got 3 kids and your job now requires you to travel and everybody else has plans and life stuff, you just make do. You make do. So that's what I'm doing. I'm making do. But yeah, we do got a pretty decent setup here, so we're not gonna we're not gonna keep you guys waiting too long. Um, of course, we're gonna do the HeroQuest Power Hour. That's acclimatizing for time. We're gonna let Kurgan go off on what's going on in the HeroQuest world, and that's how I get my HeroQuest dailies. And then
Nice.
we aren't going to do too much Star Wars. There is going to be some mentions of
Can you
some
ever do
video
too much
game
Star Wars
stuff.
though? Yes,
Yeah, I
yes,
mean,
you
yeah.
can.
Nowadays you
Unfortunately, we've
can.
seen.
Some good, some actual
Uh,
good, and some bad. We're going to be talking about certain ports that have been released in the differentials between certain ports that have been released between current gen consoles and the Switch. I'm going to kind of talk about some past ports that were released, AAA games in general, and then we're going to go on to a new topic, my friends, because it looks like Amazon is at work uh, with their new IP. You know what that is. That's Lord of the Rings.
hmm.
And their last one was such a huge success.
See
They're
that tower in the distance that you see under siege? That's Amazon. All those sold. That's those are the fans. It's the Tolkien community.
Elvira, you don't know how right you are, my
Mm.
friend. I lived and breathed Star Wars, and it's really sad because all my old Star Wars memorabilia is gone. A lot of the stuff is
Oh,
more recent, but yeah.
Conan, like Conan
Conan
the
was pretty good.
Barbarian, or like Conan O'Brien.
Oh, that's sad because there was a Conan game that was released not too long ago, but it wasn't Conan. I don't know if it's Conan the Barbarian. It's like Conan something or other. But yeah, it might have
Conan
been.
the Barbarian, starring Conan O'Brien as Conan the
Well,
Barbarian.
guess what, Luca Rocks? You're just in time. You picked the right episode. If we have any extra time, we'll go ahead and look it up for you.
Wasn't that Jason Momoa did the last remake of Conan?
I have no idea.
I'm pretty
None.
sure.
But I'll find out for you right now. We'll get that done today. So let's get started. Ruby, welcome in, and I'll let you go.
Ribby.
I'll let you go. I would have more time to put you in. I'm just gonna get a still of you over to my on my right to cover up your name since you're not on camera. But let's go ahead and get this done. Go ahead and get started, and I'll let you have the floor there, Kurgan.
All right. So as usual, HeroQuest is our passion and addiction, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so the latest in this, I miss stuff on other social media, but I'm so grateful to the fans and HeroQuest fans community because they always post about it and let me know what's happening. So the latest was, oh, and I just lost it here. Yeah, on Facebook, it says title HeroQuest Rise of the Dread Moon prequel quest. Short description: all is not right in the Elven kingdoms. 4 brave adventurers must discover what evil machinations are afoot. So not much detail there, but we're all reading this as this is official. This is Elviler letting us know what Action Fence was posting. Um, this is the Gen Con schedule from Avalon Hill, posted in the description there. So they are going to be showing off the Rise of the Dread Moon new expansion, the one that's brand new. So it's not based on a legacy product. And they've got this bonus quest, which we all assume is going to be like digital content, free content that they release. Because in
Real,
the past, they've released those free quests.
real quick, Kurgan, can I get a
Yeah.
link to the source in which you are describing at all? Like anything for the Gen Con schedule and the Rise of the Dread Moon, so I can put this up on the screen for our viewers
Okay. So this is
if
a
you've got it.
Discord link.
Okay.
And then, yeah, Elviler just posted the Gen Con schedule. So Gen Con, short for Geneva Conventions. It's that, I think it was Gary Gygax that started it back in the day to be a place to share tabletop gaming rules. So it's partially fan driven, partially industry driven, and it can be kind of expensive if you don't live in Indianapolis, Indiana. And they've got all kinds of weird rules and stuff. But yeah, cosplayers like to go there. People dress up as their favorite characters and not run afoul of anybody's sensibilities. But nevertheless, it's a good way to get your product noticed. So it's August 3rd through the 6th, and I have a friend that wants to go, and I understand, like, okay, you split the cost, but yeah, it's gonna be pretty expensive, and I'm kind of thinking like, okay, all the HeroQuest stuff is gonna be revealed before that, because Rise of the Dread Moon is July 15th, so it's already gonna be out. And I mean, yeah, you'll have people playing it. Like there'll be sessions you can join in on, but we'll already have it. On the other hand, if they wait for this digital quest to be released, it's like, okay, they'll still have some new content to show off with the new assets. Because we still don't know what's in the box, other than maybe a couple of the characters and the general theme. Yeah, Ribby, you're absolutely right. Yeah, July 15th is coming out. Gen Con is August 3rd through 6th. Now, there's a second HeroQuest product that's coming out, which is the Prophecy of Telor retail release. All we know about that is the box, because Prophecy of Telor was one of those mythic exclusives. Remember from the, not the Kickstarter, but the pledge drive that people were so mad about that stuff was exclusive. Well, another one of these exclusives is coming out. Just like with Rise of the Dreadmoon, they're kind of soothing the fans a little bit because the main character in it is the Guardian Knight, and the Guardian Knight was the one that they sold out of so fast from GameStop, and people were pissed about, and they're still being scalped on eBay for like $250. HasLab. No, you're right, Luke Rocks. Yeah, I said Hasbro Pulse. Hasbro Pulse is just the name of their website. HasLab is where they do like a crowdfunding for these exclusive products. But it's sort of like Kickstarter where you pledge, but I mean, if they fund it, then you get a copy. That's considered a pledge. But you could sign up for like multiple copies. And if it gets funded, then you get it. And if not, you don't. But nobody had to fund for the Guardian Knight. That was just, it was a promotional figure that was sold through certain retailers, including GameStop. Sold out the first day, like I think within hours. They got more stock, and yeah, it's like nobody could get it for the $15 that they originally charged it for. But yeah, Rise of the Dreadmoon, we know some of the characters, so we know the Guardian Knight is there. We know the guy on the left is Sir Ragnar, which was a character from the classic adventures that you save, and he's apparently turned traitor again because there he is facing off against the heroes. Those ghosts in the background, we know those are specters now. Those are evil creatures that can move through walls, and they also get magic spells that can attack you through armor. So they seem like they're pretty powerful, but we have no idea like how they're used in a quest. So some people are saying, oh, they're going to be OP, but we don't know that for sure. So there's a lot of unknowns.
Yeah,
And
we'll have
Ribby's
some
asking a
more
question.
information on when Gen Con comes out, because you're going to be able to reveal that stuff during Gen Con, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing. We don't know for sure, but like the last couple of releases, even though they set a release date, people have gotten it early. And I'm sure that's not really what Avalon Hill wants. But I mean, people got the Frozen Horror like a month early, Mage of the Mirror a month early. So it didn't matter. It's like, oh, there's review embargo. Forget that. Any fan, they didn't sign anything. They could just throw it up on YouTube. And I guess YouTube could take it down, but they can't stop all social media, can they? Not that quick. I mean, once it's out, it's out.
Right.
Yeah. So let's see. Or is this event a separate? Oh, yeah. So this Rise of the Dreadmoon quest is, yeah, a separate quest. You know how they released the Forsaken Tunnels of Zorzel in time for the retail release of Return of the Witch Lord and Keller's Keep? Those are those 2 packs that you've got, Josh. And then they had Rogar's Hall to promote the original version, and then Into the Northlands was released to promote Frozen Horror. So they have done this before, where they've released like a digital quest. So if you don't already have the game, you're like, oh, I'll just go out and buy it because look at this free content. Or just kind of show you some of the mechanics of the new expansion. Now, it's true, if you're an old school fan like us, you've already got the game, you could just start playing it with the assets you've already got. But this will draw in new people, show you what it's like. Because who's going to spring for, a $50 pack before they know what's in it? So, yeah. Let's see. That'd be cool. Maybe a prototype box. Amazon sends them out early. Well, that's what's happened. Yeah, Amazon seems to be the one that's shipped early. I mean, these other retailers like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, and there's lots of retailers. Well, that's the weird thing about Rise of the Dreadmoon. I didn't get to this. So, other countries have had pre-orders up for like a while for these, but no U.S. based sites. But it's kind of funny. We have almost this ongoing joke. It's like, okay, which country is going to get it first this time? Because I want to say Australia got the Rogue Air of Elathorn first, and it's like I think Italy got a preview of the Frozen Horror before anybody else did. So I mean, whatever. It's like it's cool. But I mean, this time this is something brand new. Like nobody has this, and of course we have no idea the content. I mean, is it going to be 10 quests? Is it going to be 20 quests? you know,
But they have revealed some details, right? Or they just kept everything secret.
it's been pretty secretive. I mean, we do know that story-wise, theme-wise, it's picking up kind of where the Mage of the Mirror left off. So that I mean, the Mage of the Mirror was a remake of that pack from '92, which just like the Frozen Horror was one that was not well play tested and not a lot of people had it. It was just kind of one of those childhood dreams, like, oh, this is the one that got away. This was the exclusive I never got. A few people had it, but it was so hard. They had to fix it. They had to tweak it. And with this gives them a chance to like kind of like, okay, extend the adventure, but they can write it any way they want to. So it doesn't have to follow the conventions of any previous quest. But I mean, you're still in the Elven Kingdom. You're still fighting apparently Sinestra, who is the evil archmage from Mage of the Mirror, and that green face in the upper left corner is apparently her. But it's like, okay, she's a ghost, so you killed her, but she's back. What powers does she have? Who knows? Or is that just symbolic, on the screen? So there's all kinds of speculation, and people say, no, that's not her. That can't be her. It's some other character, and all this back and forth. It was great. And I'm sure Carmine was just, laughing all the way. It's like I got him on the wrong path there. He always seems to do that. He'll drop like all these like teasers and riddles and suggestions, and then right before it actually happens, it's like, yeah, okay, fine, it's that thing.
It's whatever.
Yeah,
Yep, you
yeah,
got it. You got it.
yeah. Just keep us guessing, keep us talking about it. It's like, hey, that works. That kind of marketing works for us anyway. But yeah, there's a lot of speculation about all these other characters here. Are these mercenaries? Are these good guys that have changed alliances? It looks like there's a rogue coming in to attack the elf. So there's all kinds of stuff, and we don't really know for sure. But this new quest will probably reveal at least some of that. So see who are you actually fighting, and what's really going on. Who betrayed who? Because that's the thing about when somebody betrays somebody else in fiction. It's like, okay, well, there could be a swerve, like, oh, he was under a magic spell and he didn't really know what he was doing, or nah, he was evil the whole time, and we knew about it the whole time. Yeah, Luca rocks. Hasbro distribution is terrible on all fronts. Well,
Ugh.
the thing is, they're getting their product to the customers that want it. Ever since the debacle with the Guardian Knights, I think they've tried really hard to avoid that. I mean, none of these products are exclusives. None of them are crowdfunded. They're all going straight to retail. Um, it might take a little longer. I mean, there was some speculation among us about, well, why isn't it coming to just the regular big box retail stores like Walmart and Best Buy and Target? And then there was some speculation that, well, maybe that's because those companies would have forced them to do some type of exclusive, and they didn't want to do that again to fans, so they just turned it down. But then I think Carmine had some kind of like response that was like, well, maybe, or I forget exactly what he said, but
Again,
never say
question
never.
here. You've probably
Yeah,
answered this before, but
go
is
for it.
that a thing like similar to just the fact that they don't give them enough funding, or due to the crowdfunding, or what? Because just like Lucarex has mentioned here, uh, I have a big issue with Hasbro on a lot of fronts because
They're
they,
doing a
like
lot
I
of
said,
stuff.
we were talking about this when you were gone. Well, I was talking about this in the last episode when you were gone. That
Oh,
Hasbro owns a general large
can I
amount
tell you?
of entertainment.
Can I tell you how much I enjoyed that stream, even though I wasn't there? Like watching it afterwards, just seeing the passion, and like when you guys went off on a tangent, you were looking at like old Star Wars stuff. It's like that was a lot of fun. You look like
Yeah,
you're having a good time. So sorry I couldn't be there for that, but yeah, Hasbro does all this HasLab stuff, and I think a lot of people are in your boat where they're kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of
humans.
like
everything.
you're a rich, spoiled collector who wants some exclusive like NECA style toy that you're just gonna hoard for yourself or sell on eBay for like $1,000. And they had several failures. We've talked about those before. You know, the what was that female character's name? Riva's lightsaber,
Oh
and the
yeah.
Rancor and the Ghost Rider car. Like they had several like
Okay.
failures in a row. So it's
What was
like,
that? What was that link? Somebody sent me a link. I think it was Jacer who sent me that link last time to all the
Hasbro owns
crap
everything.
that
Well, yeah,
Hasbro owns, and there was a
they
list, a
well,
long ass list
and
of what they
and
have
I want
control
to
over.
say something. The devil's advocate is going to be, well, either these smaller toy companies would have gone out of business or Hasbro snapped them up. Which would you want? You know.
I don't know at this point, man. I don't
But
know.
but the
I don't
dark
because
side of it is, do you yeah, it when you have one company that's that big that owns that much stuff, it's like, where's the competition? And it's like, if they're doing good, if they're doing great, if they're putting out good products, they're listening to the fans, hey, that's awesome. But some of that pressure uh, kind of goes away when you don't have competition. When it's kind of like, I mean, the whole thing with Wizards of the Coast, not to get back into that because we've already kind of hashed that out, but when they bring in a company like Wizards of the Coast, it almost seems like they kind of like step back and it's like you can continue running things how you like doing it. When those fans are just like hot and bothered and like pissed off to say like these guys are screwing it up. Like, oh, they're under
well,
new management, great, but nope, they're just going to rubber stamp what they always did and it's
like
still going to suck.
just like I was talking about, like because I was looking at, I think it was this site.
Yeah,
Somebody
you got
brought me to
kids,
this
you
site.
get toys, it's
You can't.
Hasbro.
I was talking about it like me. I was
Only
like,
game in
vote
town.
with your wallet, right? And then at the end of the day, I looked at this. I was like, oh, dude, I can't tell.
Guess
I
guess
can't
I'm
not
buying
give them. But this is my kids. My kids
I
don't
mean,
have this shit.
I'm gonna
Like
buy. I'm gonna make it out of wood myself. I'm gonna 3D print it. I'm gonna buy knockoffs from China. Like, what are my options?
it's well, then that's the thing is because they will never. This is a company that's almost like it's like on a McDonald's level. They will never go
Yeah,
out of business because if you don't like them, your kids will like them. And like if your kids don't like them, somebody else's kids will like them. And they won't fucking have a brain to think like, oh, I'm not
yeah.
gonna buy anything for my kids. Well, like, and that's the thing is like,
You give your kids your
you
old
know,
toys, but yeah, those things have seen better days. Yeah,
that's Hasbro right there. That kid drowning in all the money right there. There you go.
the fake money. Yeah, they've got a license to print money. Well, that's the thing. It's like with great power becomes a great responsibility. So yeah, it's like, oh, they lost a few million here, they lost a few million there. They seem to be doing a lot better than some other companies. I mean, I'm not going to mention them, but there's been some PR disasters recently
Black
with some companies.
Series
Like the amount of money they lost, it's like, wow,
30, yeah, Black Series Deluxe figurines are 30 to
billion.
$5 now with no accessories, and they're really not that greatly built. No offense to anybody who thinks they are, but I don't think they are. Like
Confession to
you,
make. I got a confession. I saw Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker, even though I've got the vintage one. I still bought it.
uh,
Impulse buy.
and
I
I've
was weak.
no, I'll feel I've been wanting to kind of buy those just to keep that, but like they're the things I just keep in the box, and like just because I like them, right? They're things to
Yeah.
decorate my office
Oh,
with.
and I know
But
if I
then,
did take it out of the box, it wouldn't just crumble into pieces like a NECA figure would. But
yeah,
still, it's like, yeah.
but
I
there
mean,
are
I
great.
when I bought the vintage Star Wars figures that I didn't own, I mean, I had quite a few, mostly Return to the Jedi, but the ones I bought, I always made sure I bought them out of the package because I'm like, I want to be able to pose them, like, and I don't want to deprive some nutty collector of his perfect, Bull Plus. It's like going to be like way overpriced anyway. Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't.
we're
I
doing a loop with
personally,
butterfly joints next. I'm not sure what
yeah,
that means, butterfly joints. Like he can flap his
that's
wings.
no, like I think that's more maneuverability, I believe.
Oh, more
I'm
articulation. Yeah,
yeah
because
more.
the funny thing was with those Kenner Star Wars figures, they had very little articulation, and so people were like, "Oh, that's not cool." But they lasted. I mean, I have figures that had more articulation from that era. I mean, think of all the GI Joes that were broken.
Oh, movable
Uh,
shoulders. Okay.
he can
God, that's
shrug his shoulders. He can do the
Fucking
shrug pose.
yeah, that's absolutely crazy.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah, I didn't know what that meant. It's like he can fly. They fly now. They
They fly
fly now.
now. They
They
fly
fly now.
now.
They've been flying for 30 years, you dork.
Go fuck yourself.
Oh. Yeah, the Black Series. Yeah, I don't see. The thing is, I don't. Most of that stuff, I see it on the shelf, and I'm just like, eh.
Look at all these Nerf guns, man. Like I
Yeah.
was just talking to my wife about getting my kids some Nerf guns. There goes
Hasbro.
my don't buy anything for Hasbro because
3D
they
printed.
own Nerf. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm gonna 3D print an entire Nerf gun.
Actually, you know what? Um, there's some really cool hobby stores out there. I'll probably have to like tell you off stream, but yeah, they sell
For all
like
these
places that sell like used games.
all these versions of
Just check.
Monopoly.
They
Jesus.
have like bins and bins of Nerf guns. Now you could say, oh, they're the last generation Nerf guns. They're your AK-47s. They're not your uh,
They're
M16 1As, but
they're not your grandpa's Nerf guns.
no, they
Yeah,
don't
they
have
do have some serious
depleted
power.
uranium shells in them.
They are they do fire pretty crazy. Oh, there you go.
Cobalt, titanium warheads.
$134. Didn't you get yours, the one for me, like a cheaper price? This is like almost
90.
a oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Damn. Well, here's your ghost busting.
Bustin' makes me feel good.
Makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Um,
See, if I didn't already have, I mean, these look pretty good, but yeah, I've already got the Ghostbuster toys that I wanted. Yeah, and they do that thing where they give you a piece so that you can put them all together. Big Bad Toy Store. Oh
they
yeah.
got
So did
Halo
we look at
gun.
the? Yeah, they've had those for years. I remember seeing those in Toys R Us. That's how long those have been around.
The Halo guns.
Yeah. I mean, they have different ones now, but like they've been creating those Halo replicas for like a long time. I remember when Toys R Us was still around, they had them like you walk right in and it was like one of the first things you saw.
Did you Ewok right in?
Ewok. Yep.
Yeah, that's why I thought I heard you say you just Ewok right in. I have Star
I
Wars on my
walked I
brain.
walked right into that one. That
Oh,
guy's wife.
there's your Black Series Luke. They're 22. It's $22. $23.
Yeah.
Is there one that's 35? Because this one's
They were 99 cents, don't you remember? Actually, I have that
no,
exact walker.
I
Yeah,
don't
only
remember.
they were only 99 cents when the next movie came out. Then they
Because
were on sale.
oh, okay. Because I was about to say the Kenner toys I used to buy were at least $7 a piece. If I remember right, they were
Well,
cheap, but they
that would have
weren't
been
like
Power of the Force 2 probably, right?
yeah, they were not
Luke is not deluxe.
$25. Oh shit, dude, $50. What's the difference?
See, for $50, I better get like a Transformer that's like almost completely metal.
Jedi training 6-inch scale collectible figure. Kid
Yeah.
ages 4 and up. I'm not giving my
Ages
4-year-old a $50 action figure.
45 and up.
6-inch. No, these are both 6-inch figures.
Yeah.
One is $22, the other is $50. Please tell me what the difference is, because if it's just the Yoda figure, I'm gonna lose my
Where's the
fucking mind.
imagination? You just get some shoe boxes and some spray paint, and you've got your blockade runner hallway right there. Luke is not deluxe, $25. He's taller. Oh, sorry, the Yoda.
Yeah, it's the Yoda, because they're both 6-inch.
Get the bootleg Yoda where he's taller than Luke.
Oh,
I got the
man.
scale wrong. Monopoly pizza game.
Anyway, we off topic. I got lost in the amount of shit Hasbro
Hasbro
owns.
is everything.
And literally it's very close to Monopoly, but somebody's pointing out that there still are
They own
companies out
Monopoly
there.
too. Hey.
Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, so back to your hero quest. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. It's taking all my thunder. Well, that's the main thing. So yeah, so as you looked in the schedule, so it looks like for 2 hours, wow, that's pretty ambitious. So they must play a lot faster than I do, or maybe their quest is a lot simpler, but Rise of the Dreadmoon prequel quest, 2 hours, $6 to get in to play that one. For $6, I better have dual battle axes.
Lord.
And plenty of wrestling moves. Let's see what else. Rise of the Dreadman prequel quest, another 2 hours. It's on a Thursday. It looks like it's all the prequel quest. Yeah, because I guess they must figure that people will start playing. Because it's not like they have to wait for the companion app. They just rip open the box and start playing. Or
Right.
just look it over. You could have it all done in an afternoon if you were really really good. But I mean, for all we know, it could be a short quest. Maybe the first hour is them just talking about how cool it is, and then the second hour, or maybe it would take the whole hour. Yeah, it's all. I'm looking at it, and it's like every mention of Rise of the Dread Moon, every mention of Hero Quest is Rise of the Dread Moon, and it's the prequel quest. So I'm thinking last year it was all Mage of the Mirror. They were talking about it, but they were playing other stuff, and then the one before that, it was they were playing classic Hero Quest. Is what they were doing. Classic and remake is pretty much the same, but people were bringing their own games, so not too bad. But yeah, would I go just to see that? Probably not. I mean, it'd be cool to like meet fans in person, but I don't know. My thing is just if you're from the HeroQuest fans community and you're going to Gen Con, bring back the scoop. Send the pictures. Do what you got to do.
Where's the scoop?
It's the scoop, man. Ah, so Ribby may go there. Well, be sure you tell them about MentorBot. I love that HeroQuest display from that Spanish con. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I heard
There
about
is
MentorBot.
a
MentorBot's really
yeah
good.
yeah yeah. Okay, so there was a Spanish thing that was posted. I think Hispazargon was talking about it. He's from Spain, and they were talking about it was like it was almost like it was like a little poll that they did. It was so he translated it. Okay, so this is Hispazargon talking about this yesterday. It seems to be some kind of quiz or game where they ask for answers about which kind of quest do you prefer between two options they provide. His rough translation, this is May 16th. Difficult decision. Do you like more keys or magical artifacts? The key of the dungeon, hidden jewels. Tell us why in the comments below. HeroQuest, which mission would you like to play? The key of the dungeon. You are exploring a dungeon, and you're in a room with a closed treasure chest. After checking it, you noticed that you are caught, and a special key is needed to open it. Meanwhile, a group of goblins has detected your presence and are approaching to the room. You must decide if searching the key to open the chest or preparing to fight against the goblins. Hidden jewels. You're in a room with a great stone door. During its checking, you notice that it is sealed and there's a rare symbol engraved on it. After some further investigation, you discover there are 3 magical jewels required to open it, hidden somewhere in the dungeon. However, while you are searching for the jewels, you are attacked by a group of orcs led by a powerful shaman. You must decide if continuing the search for the jewels or fighting the orcs to stop them and secure the room. Okay, so he did as literal translation as he could, but the speculation was okay, the thing about disarming traps and looking for treasure, maybe that has to do with the dwarf. So that's a clue that the dwarf quest pack is going to be made if people want it more, or the other is the wizard's magical skill. So maybe the wizard quest pack, because we know those are the two like unfinished quest packs from the 90s. Because they're quickly running out of like legacy material to do. I mean, people have speculated about the European stuff against the Ogre Horde, Wizards of Morkar, the Dark Company. But the next frontier would be the Wizard Quest pack that was, say, 90% done from the notes that we have, and then the Wizard Quest pack, or I mean the Dwarf Quest pack, which was like 50% done. But Avalon Hill has said, well, we have everything. So for all we know, they might have more notes than we do, or of course they could always just start from scratch and just use the concept. You know, you have a quest pack for each themed towards each of the 4 heroes. You know, with new spells and new weapons and stuff. And I mean, a lot of people are thinking of this Rise of the Dread Moon as the Knight quest pack. You know, the character everybody wanted. I mean, when they came out with him, they were just like, "Oh yeah, it was just going to be a bonus." We didn't really know how much people wanted new content. So yeah, we want it. I'm down for all the quest packs. See, that's what I said.
Give
Now
them
this,
all to me now.
give, give it to me now. Well, the other thing is, Rise of the Dread Moon and Prophecy of Telor are both golden opportunities for them to re-release that exclusive stuff. Those, you know, stretch goals from the HasLab campaign that people are still trying to get scalped copies of online. I mean, they could just clear all that out. Just go ahead and release all that stuff, and collectors aren't going to mind anyway. But if they have to, like, cast it in a different color or make the pose slightly different or, improve it slightly. Because, I mean, they gave the knight a helmet. I was always saying, like, how come they never get helmets? It's like, give them a cool helmet. Just make ogres bigger. Yeah, they could. They certainly could. It's never ogre.
Never ogre.
Never.
Get
I
out of my swamp.
Well, and then of course, eventually we will get the companion app updated. But I mean, they can do that whenever they want to. We kind of had to wait a little while because the more gimmicks they throw into that, they got to program all that stuff. So we have no idea what they're going to put in there. But they're trying to surprise people, clearly. Elvarler says, Ribby, if you're going, are you interested in being my inside guy? Hey, I'm looking for a source for blog coverage. Yeah, because elvarler.com is a great place for HeroQuest, comprehensive HeroQuest news.
It is.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to go, but yeah, if Ribby's going to be our man on the inside, he'll walk in. It's like, are you wearing a wire? Do I have to answer that? He's got all these cameras just like
He's
everywhere.
like looking around. No, they're on to me. I'll wear sunglasses with a camera in it. That's actually a thing.
It's like, all right, hand over your camera. So it's like chunk, 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 and he's got like 5 more cameras. It's like, no, the other one. It's like they do the little wand. Go back through the thing again. Metal detector. Take the thing off. One more.
The guy that I used to watch who does tech stuff, he used to go to
Mhm.
thrift stores and he would wear sunglasses with a little camera in the middle as like a recording device.
Oh,
And
the tape holding his glasses together is actually the camera.
it actually gave off pretty good video, but like it was an expensive set of glasses, but like
Yeah.
he'd get riffed on a lot for it, but it was pretty smart.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're trying to keep the spies out, you really got to come correct these days. Yeah, but see, the thing is, the joke is going to be like, as they're putting him through the metal detector over and over again with all these things, that the whole thing is a decoy. The real guy is recording this stuff the whole time with this like unobtrusive, thing, or
Carry
sunglasses
a
with a camera.
carry a purse, has like a little video recorder tucked in there,
Yeah,
the hole
you
cut
wouldn't
in the bottom.
you wouldn't deny an old man his walking stick, would you? Wink. Yeah, yeah, because you can cosplay, so it's like, oh, you have this giant like turban, like, well. It's this, you're carrying this cauldron in front of you. Like, what is this? It's like, oh yeah, it's all my recording equipment. I mean, my magical accoutrement. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the ticket.
I've never been to a huge convention. I've been to the one here that we had in Iowa like 8 years ago, but I don't think it was big enough to where they were like,
Nice.
I mean, they checked people, but like nothing like super extensive.
It's like,
So
what, you gonna run into the cornfield, boy?
I
That's a
can't imagine.
stereotype.
Can't imagine what they do at like the big ones. Like you
Yeah,
have to get like searched and go through a huge
yeah,
like fucking thing. And you've been
yeah.
to
It's
New
like you go
oh
down into the dungeons.
fuck yeah, dude.
New
I'll leave
York
that to
City.
you. That's I've heard people who just like naturally just get sick after going there, just because of how close you are to everybody and stuff like that. Like it's a good
Oh
time, but
yeah,
like
you
it's
can
just you are
spread.
just yeah, it's just
Yeah.
so
Well,
close
I've
and tiring
I've
afterwards.
said I've said, yeah, back in 2000 I went to E3 and it was pretty awesome, but yeah, it was pretty overwhelming. It's like, wow, you just got to decompress at the end of the day. Like, okay, what did I actually see? It's like, okay, I waited in line a long time, And usually it was like the stuff you waited in long line for the longest was not like the best stuff. The best stuff was where you just like happened to catch the developer of the game. It's like, oh yeah, let me just start talking to you, and it's like they're shuffling everybody else along. It's like, yeah, let me tell you some more about Obi-Wan. It's like, listen, I don't want to hear any more
About
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
Back then, man, I was so excited for Obi-Wan. I was like, I couldn't wait. I was like, this is gonna be the next Dark Forces 2 Jedi Knight. Even though it's episode 1 based, it's still going to be good because it's going to be all the good parts of episode 1.
I mean, you need to do
All
a full
the
playthrough of that sometime, because I think I
oh man,
almost beat that game. I just did a run
you've
through that during the Star Wars event, and that was a fun game to play. Regardless, it
yeah,
was still a
you've
fun game to
shown
play.
me it is not a bad game, but it could have been so much more. It was going to be so much more.
I don't have my copy anymore. I'm so sad
Oh,
because I gave it away. I gave it away with my Xbox, so now somebody else has my copy.
yeah, wow.
It's okay though. I have it on my other Xbox.
Oh yeah, your
Although it
VXbox.
lags. Yeah, it lags really bad during the jungle segment, but you
Took a
do the
picture with
final
Michael J.
segment.
Fox and Chris Lloyd.
Oh,
Get the DeLorean up to 88 miles per hour.
we've got to go back in time.
Heavy duck. Yeah. First movie was the best, but actually I like part 3 better than part 2.
I haven't seen those movies in quite a long time. The last time I watched them, I enjoyed them all, but like
I
I
mean,
don't know, I
part
was also pretty
2,
young.
they promoted the heck out of part 2. I remember everybody talking about, oh man, the hoverboard and the flying cars and like the futuristic stuff. It was so, but it's like that part of the movie is such a short little bit. The rest of it is like other stuff. So it's like, yeah. But I mean, you
Have you played
remember
the
the parts
game?
of the movies you remember.
Have you played the game? It's ass.
It is terrible. Yeah, you keep crashing your horse into stuff. I mean, that's one area where I was like, listen, AVGN did not have to work hard to show how crappy that game was. Yeah, it's like, let's just put a super, super hard part at the very start. So it's like you feel like you have no chance. Well, let's see. The first Back to the Future on
Hey,
the
wait,
NES,
he had a HeroQuest
nothing
episode?
to do with.
I
Yeah, he
have
did.
not seen
Check it
the
out.
Board James HeroQuest episode.
Yeah,
No.
Board James. It's,
Oh man.
I mean, once you get the joke, it's not that much. But yeah, he talks about HeroQuest.
They end up not even playing.
Hey,
Dude, there was
everybody.
such a
This is James Rolfe, and you're watching the Rantcast.
this was dude there was such an arc to Board James though.
Yeah. The way he ended it was kind of funny. But that's how all of his stuff goes. It starts out as this is a review with a humorous angle, and then it's like then he starts doing more and more skits, and then pretty soon it's like some
all
horror
skit.
movie. Yeah, all skit horror movie, and he does the Stephen King ending where everything blows up or everybody
Doesn't he,
dies.
like, I was about to say, doesn't he just like go to jail or something? I can't remember. It's like him and the nerd get mingled together. He can't escape the nerd, and then I'm probably
Yeah.
spoiling it for people. I'm so sorry. But like, yeah.
It's a horror movie because James Rolfe was always about he wanted to make horror movies, not these like game reviews and stuff. But yeah. Yeah. I mean, hey, you live your dream. I mean, I kind of soured on him because I feel like he was involved in some shadier episodes, but I know people say, well, it wasn't really his fault, it was other people and whatever. I mean, it's
I
hard
really
to avoid
think,
drama when you're that big online these days.
I really think that at the end of the day, he's probably done some weird shit. Everybody has, but like, I don't know. It's really hard to stay true to some sort of craft and like not get like full on canceled. And I think he's done a really good job at that. I just at some point in time, he's probably just sold out and had to make money. So,
well, yeah, and you could say, just like Bill Goldberg, it's like, listen, I needed the money, I wanted to help my grandkids, so I just did it.
The new AVGN stuff is really bad. Yeah, well, it's also not very active at all. Like, I actually like watching him talk about the movies he used to do, or like I'll listen to him talk about what he does. A lot of like other stuff with Cinemassacre now that like you will.
Well, yeah. I mean, he writes a script. He has
will sell out to Hasbro. Not on your life.
Teleprompter.
Not on your life. I don't care how famous we get. I ain't selling out to shit, dude. I have more than enough money. I don't need to
I
be
just
anywhere or with anybody.
I
I'm
just
not speaking
I
for
just
Dirt right
want to
now.
say that his opinions do not. I love that sweet money, that green. No, I'm kidding. Totally kidding. No, as cool as it would be to like be an insider with a company like that, nah, it's a hobby.
I know the
And see,
price
I'm saying that
that comes
because
with
it's
that.
like I'm not like if I was already part of it and it's like, oh man, I'm gonna lose all that money if I say no to them. Oh man. But since I don't have the money, it's like, it's easy.
Look,
Yeah,
and
screw you, I'll stay independent.
that's the thing is it's
That's
probably
not it.
nobody would ever believe me on it, right? Because like I said, I have a family to support, and they probably say something like that, like,
You
"Wouldn't you want
turned
a
it
future
down.
for your kids?" No,
Yeah.
it's it's like you,
Integrity does have some price to it.
yeah, and
I mean,
it's
you can make money. It's not like, oh man, just yeah, just like
somebody
sell
would be
your
mad at me,
soul. It's like
but
you can make money honestly. You can make money with integrity. You can make a living without being scummy about it. It's possible.
I
And
have
see,
enough
I have
money.
nothing against the hardworking people at Hasbro. It's just kind of that mega structure that like they feel like they can do whatever they want.
Yeah,
That's
I
the part
don't,
that I chafe against. It's like, I don't trust you.
I don't
Just
know.
instinctively, even before they do anything wrong, it's like instinctively, it's like I don't know if I trust you.
I don't know. It's like people who work for EA, right? Like the very lower end of people who really just need to work, no. But like at the end of the day, if I'm like saying that the company shouldn't be around anymore, I kind of don't have an opinion on the people who worked. Like it's one of those things, yeah, where it's just I don't know. And
Well,
at the end of the day, you couldn't pay me high. Like you could offer me as many zeros as you wanted to. Yeah, I'd probably sit there and think about it for a long time, and think if like just selling out would be worth it. I'd probably talk myself to death until they said, "Hey, we need an answer now." But at the end of the day, I
yeah,
have lived my entire life on the amount of money I have. I have worked as hard as
sure.
I had for the amount of money I have.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I
I'm
mean,
very good.
I'd rather do something that I enjoy, but at the same time, it's like if I have to like lie and pretend I'm something I'm not to make that happen, it's like I'd feel dirty doing that, so I wouldn't
Yeah,
want to.
shit comes with that many zeros though, Ribby. Like I said, like
Yeah. Well,
it's not
can I
just
say
a free money
not to
thing.
not to rag on James Rolfe some more, but I feel like I mean, yes, he's an actor, he's doing it for entertainment, all that stuff. But at the same time, I feel like the episodes where he's like closest to the material are the ones that like you can almost tell like he enjoys it, like he's doing that, as opposed to okay, it's just he's got to check the boxes, get it done, get the paycheck, move on. It's like it's not as good.
Well, he's
Like
also working with like a studio company, right? Like
mm,
so they kind
stuff.
of tell him what to do.
Yeah.
So
And there's nothing
once
wrong
again,
with like
like
working a job and like yeah, other people give you the stuff to do and you just do it. It's like there's nothing wrong with that. Lots of people do that. Most of us do that. But
I'm pretty
when
sure
you're
the
when you're doing art and you're putting your heart and soul into it, it shows
yeah,
versus you're just collecting a paycheck. You're just fulfilling
no
somebody
doubt.
else's request.
Oh yeah, and like no doubt, I've said that before. It's one of those things. Once oh see, and I was just about to bring that up, Ribby. Yeah, once
Mike
Mike Matei
Matei.
left and he signed up with Screenwave, lots of people have think that. My thing is I think he didn't want to do the nerd anymore around that time,
Yeah.
and
Mike Matei was both good and bad for
oh
AVGN.
god, there are a
Whole thing.
lot of weird things with Mike Matei, and that guy
Yeah.
is a fucking weirdo. But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, like I said, that guy
I
wrote
mean,
half of his shit and did a
yeah.
lot of like
See, that's the thing.
can't have
You
one
can't
without the other.
necessarily. Yeah, it's like sometimes the most creative people are the biggest jerks, are the biggest weirdos.
Yeah, and that's it.
You
It's
know,
like
and they're friends, so it's like he'd never talk bad about him. It just is. That's just how it
yeah,
is.
and it's one of those things like there are certain things that you do as a project that works really well, and you can't really do one like yeah, can't really do one without the other. But at the end
Yeah,
of the day, this is where you're in too deep. Yes, he wants to make movies. He's already tried to make a movie. Um,
yeah. Raised
yeah,
over hundred
it's he's
thousand
got
dollars. Got it
yeah
in theaters.
he's got a family, and um, it's keep doing what he's doing and signing up with the production company and make at least a decent amount of money so he can live with his family and stuff. Yeah, and
The die
or
hero, live long enough, see
be
yourself become
broke.
the villain.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
because
the thing
it's
is like, I mean, that's the game that he's playing. That's the struggle he's got. I mean, I don't have to give him my money. You know, if I'm paying to be entertained, I just go where I'm entertained. You know, that's what it is.
yeah, and I enjoy his free content. I enjoy the stuff that like that,
Sure. He did.
not the old nerd or the new nerd stuff. The
He did eventually release the movie for free too.
yeah,
So
and
there's that.
he did a he released his like his first film that he made when he was 13. He did like a documentary on that stuff. And that's the stuff I'm interested in. It's like his cheesy shit. Like the stuff he talks about and like the stuff that he was really interested in when he was growing up and like cuz
That's
like I
more
said
real. That's more interesting.
yeah, he
Yeah.
shot all that on like a camcorder and like
Hmm.
did natural zoom and yeah, it was
I mean,
no, and like that's true, Luca
it's
Rocks, but
trash, but it shows you the passion he had
yeah, and
that carried him through. And it's like, okay, well, he fulfilled his dream. So it's like looking at Tommy Wiseau. You know, it's like that guy really wanted to be in movies and make movies, and guess what? He did it, and his movie was
yeah,
terrible, but he made a lot of money. People laughed at him,
that's
but he had the
oh
last laugh.
yeah, but there's some minor differences there though. Like
Yeah, there are
one
some
is a
minor
guy
differences.
who was in YouTube who yeah, his movie wasn't great, but like his
He knew it going
he
into
had
it.
a
He was,
limited budget. He had people who
yeah,
looked at him and said, "Well, you're a YouTuber. You can't really like getting into
yeah,
film from YouTube was probably
yeah.
not a really great fit."
It was
Tommy
probably
Wiseau
bigger
just
than
had
the Smosh movie or the whatever. There were a couple of those.
Wiseau could
Yeah,
actually have made a good movie if he was
yeah.
actually talented in that field.
But
Like
it's like, listen, okay, I'm an amateur. I've just got a small amount of money. Fine, I'll just make a tribute to crappy B movies. Like, there you go.
guy made a green screen for the roof of his actual set
Yeah,
with which was fucking absurd. Had
it
an
was.
unlimited amount of money, shot in both SD and HD in the year of '03, and used double the camera equipment. Did a crazy amount of useless shit with his movie.
He did.
And like
So bad, it's
like I
good.
said, yeah, well that's what I'm saying. That's
But
double
then you
probably
you
double,
have
triple
other
the budget.
you have big studios that will make movies that are purported to be so bad it's good, but the fact that they're trying to make it that way makes it not good. But then a guy that's so deluded that he thinks he can make a good movie and fails epically ends up being good.
You
So
just called Wiseau Kaiser Soze. Oh my god.
he is, and just like that, he was gone.
What was the budget? Hold on. Now that we're
How do you
6 million.
Tommy Wiseau in the back? What if you
Jesus
miss?
Christ. Yeah, okay. So I mean that's not big now, but like for
How much?
'03 for a like a drama film that he was using for the amount of shit he was in one area. This whole set was
That
one area.
TV, that TV was trash.
6 million. Spent 6 million.
Dang, dang. That, yeah, I didn't know it was that much.
Yeah, dude. Like
Give me
anybody
six
with
million, I could make a better film than that.
for real,
And I don't know how to.
if we shot on one street with SD camera, like with the
Disaster
film
artist.
he had, like using $6 million, like I bet you we could probably do
Yeah,
something if we got some good writers and stuff. Like I'm
yeah. I mean, we wouldn't be having like filet mignon every night while we're
nah,
in
probably
between
wouldn't be an
takes.
epic release, but like holy crap.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like
If you were
oh,
really smart with the money, you could use it. Kobayashi.
he rented the prime area LA billboard for 3. Yes, he did. And like I said,
Wow.
he also replicated the rooftop in the area he was filming. Replicated the rooftop with green screen.
That's
That's
like the only thing that I've heard anything like that
just
is
because. Oh,
J.J.
and the alley.
Abrams
Yep.
going out to Tunisia, setting up his green screen because he just wanted to make sure the lighting was exactly right for Star Wars, Force Awakens.
That's craft,
But that
man.
was just
That's
one area. Like
hey
the rest of the stuff, it's like,
hey.
okay, I didn't like the movie, but
See this? See this shirt? That's craft, bud.
You're lucky that I'm not on site right now.
I wore this shirt just to upset you.
Ooh.
just to let people know I'm not a fan of the last. I thought it was okay, and that's
It was
I
just
keep
okay.
saying that. I just keep saying that, but
Pretty okay.
I will wear this shirt continuously now,
It's a cool
just
shirt.
to rile people up.
It's a good shirt. It's the colors, the arrangement of it. It's just that the movie that it evokes is not a good
The
movie.
amount of staring I got, I think the week
Sequel
after
trilogy does not exist.
this
It's a
movie
myth.
released.
There's no third Turtles movie. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I will occasionally wear this shirt, and people will say, "Look, The Last Jedi is awful," and I'll be like, "Look, man,
Yeah, but it subverted your expectations, didn't it?
it subverted your
Like,
expectations."
listen here. It's like,
uh,
what are you, some kind of man baby? Like, listen, I fundamentally disagree with everything of your portrayal in that film. I'm just kidding.
but
Please continue to pay
we
me.
both know it was a bad movie, yes, and
Yeah,
but I will never get rid of the shirt now because of that. It's just one of
yeah.
those things where
I
it's
think
just
if you take the scene, the quote unquote training scene, and if you cut that out and make it an SNL skit, and that's
hold on,
all it was,
hey,
brilliant.
we are not at Star Wars yet. We cannot. I just
Oh, okay.
um. But we are 3 minutes away from our BRB segment. So, is there anything
Okay.
else
So
you'd like to
chew
add
upon that.
before well,
I I
Ribby's ready to tear him apart. Hold on a second before
the
you say
rage is
fuck
coming.
him.
I just want to say I want to dwell on the positivity of HeroQuest for one more second. I think the Rise of the Dread Moon. I predict it's going to be good. I predict it'll be well received, and good things will be ahead after that. Now a lot's riding on it, but I think so far they've proven that they can learn from their mistakes, and that is a rare quality in the industry today. So,
And
yep,
my final statement is Avalon Hill has my like not that it means anything, but they have my backing on it. I'm looking forward to this. Um, but it's like I said, I've got my inside man. like, and
yeah,
I'm gonna see how this plays, what everything, how everything kind of goes before I do anything else. Because like I said before, it's really hard to say no to a company like Hasbro because they are everywhere. But I
yeah.
can reduce the amount in which I buy from them. So,
It's like so
um,
you're going into McDonald's and oh they've got a new hot apple pie. I'd like to try that, but it's
no,
McDonald's.
it's McDonald's. So if the hot apple pie is still made out of whatever the hot apple pie is made out of, um, I I'm just saying like if my kids want chicken nuggets, I'm gonna give them chicken nuggets, but I'm not gonna buy
These
anything.
aren't
So
chicken nuggets, Daddy.
I'm just gonna die on that hill.
These are chicken tenders. Get this
But
out of here.
that's what I'm saying is like this summer Hasbro's gonna get some of my money, unfortunately, because I care about my children. I'm not gonna not until they're older am I gonna tell them to go fuck the man. But um, the big thing here is as far as Avalon Hill's concerned, they're a company underneath Hasbro. As far as I know, they've been treated decently. Um, so and they've been allowed to do things on their own. So they take responsibility for whatever fuck ups they have. And at the end of the day, just like with Jedi Survivor, which I will always bring up for the next couple weeks, I keep saying it's the last time, but it's not the last time. Um, Respawn is just as responsible as EA is in that front. So, um, if anybody knows what I'm talking about, that fuck up of a video game. Um, but
EA Games in the sport.
it's in your face.
It's in your
Um,
mouth.
it's all over your face. Never mind. I don't.
Clip
but
that out.
um, yeah. But to finalize on it, yes, it looks very interesting.
Oh yeah, I forgot the biggest one, Luca Rocks. Yeah, good point. Heroescape. Yeah.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
when they have one failure after another, it's like they go back to the reliable. What happens when the new Star Wars toys fail? They go back to the old Star Wars toys. What happens when the new board game fails? They go back to the old board game. They go back to the project that was not getting the love that it deserved, that was the more safer choice.
But but know this, and this is what gets me every time, right? And it's a horrible truth, and this is why I tell people to vote with their wallets, right? And sometimes to teach your kids to vote with their wallets to grow up, because
Oh man.
as you get older, and I've known this, and it's something I like to pass on to other people. Big companies give less of a shit about you and more of a shit about the generation coming in. And if they can't incorporate something now, they'll wait a decade to do it again. Why? Not because of you, because of your kids. And like I said, Star Wars has been a shit show for 10 years. But now people are just starting to warm up to it again. And it's not us, it's the younger generation. So it's
A lot.
it's
I would say a lot, Ribby. They had concept sketches, they had character sheets, they had stats, they had those 3D printed models. Um, yeah, they had quite a bit of Heroescape stuff.
like yeah, and it
But yeah, did they have boxes lined up? I bet they didn't. I bet they just had that one thing. And
the
they were probably
prototype.
just like, yeah, if this succeeds, yeah, their new game system. And it was like, okay, if this succeeds, we'll do the next. Because
And
why would you
I
spend time creating like hundreds of drafts and things?
I bet it's going to be the same thing with Hasbro. If they can't succeed somewhere and make a lot of money, they'll like Kurgan said, they'll go back to the old stuff. They'll kind of satisfy us a little bit more, and then as the next generation starts to get older, they will appeal to them. And because they don't give a shit about, like, I mean, unless you completely raise your kids off just the old stuff or get them going. Um,
Yeah,
a lot of kids like to branch away from us in a lot of things. So, and they'll
if
they'll they'll buy
yeah.
they'll buy things without thinking
Listen,
about them. And
check check out, go into your area and see if they're one of these like retro hobby stores. I mean, some of them may have died off because of the retail apocalypse and the pandemic, but they're still around. I mean, a lot of this stuff is still circulating. You could say, hey, these toys, like, they're not going to be the same as when they're fresh out of the box. But think about it. The fact that it's survived this long means it might still have some good life in it left. So if you get a Nerf gun and it's like, yeah, maybe they're going to play with it for a couple of years and then it breaks. Still, they got a couple of years out of it.
I'm really
You
sad
know,
about Heroescape though.
it's going to be a collectible.
That was
Yeah,
a really
that
fucking
that's
absurd pledge level.
that.
That was
Yeah, well, that's another game that I mean. Speaking of collabs, you and I should try that game out because I've got
well,
the
Heroescape.
original version,
Yeah, we could do that.
Heroescape. Yeah,
Hey, and speaking of collabs, like I said, while we're on the thing, you should try Warhammer with me.
Warhammer.
Uh-huh.
With the
I've got both the board game and the
Gavin.
video game because
Oh,
Vermintide is
sweet,
very good. So
nice. Well, see, I've got some 40K characters, but they could have always teleported in somehow.
indeed.
Yeah, it's like those guns only have so much ammo. Could be
But
magic.
anyway, it is 10:04. We are 2 minutes away from the official hour of starting. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a quick BRB, get things set up for the next round of
BRB
topics. Um,
Redcast.
don't go anywhere because there's more rage to be had, and we'll be right back.
All right. Hose them off, run them again.
One moment here. I'm gonna. All right, we have returned. Let me go ahead and bring this back here. Oh man. Huh. For some reason, my music was not functioning correctly. I keep starting it and it would not start, but I think we're back.
Island.
We're back. Rantcast.
Are we live?
We're live. We're live and ready to jive.
Cast. You shall not pass.
Yeah, that's right.
Go back to the shadow.
That's right, Amazon. Go back to the shadows where you belong.
The guardian of the secret fire.
That's
Flame of
all.
Ordon.
That's my that's my Gandalf.
Fly, you fools.
Let's make sure I can find this here real quick before we begin. But yes, as you can tell, our next segment's going to be Amazon and the new Lord of the Rings MMO. Let's see if I can find an article. Because I did have one that came directly from Twitter, and then I confirmed it with another article, and then another one. So, yes. Speaking of which, thanks for the reminder, Kurgan. The music that you're hearing is brought to you by Karl Casey at Wipeout Audio. You go to wipeoutaudio.com. You can find some decent tunes, all the way from some lo-fi to some 80s retro. He makes a lot of cool stuff. A lot of horror. Yeah, cyberpunk. Good variety of music. So go ahead and check him out. Most of it's royalty free. Good for your Twitch stream. So that's Karl Casey at Wipeout Audio.
He's not even paying us. I use his music on my stream. Yeah.
Just gotta credit him.
Yep. It's only fair.
I don't really want to look at The Verge, but The Verge is the top article.
Yeah.
But we can see. Hold on.
It's kind of a sweet picture there of a Balrog.
We'll go ahead and
a demon from the ancient world.
We'll grab this directly from the Amazon.
Deeply.
I'll grab this directly from the Amazon.
You know of what I speak. Shadow and flame.
So yeah, this is coming directly from Amazon Games. So the Amazon article here, and then we'll kind of go on as we.
Is this an MMO?
Oh yeah, so they had a failed MMO, and then they had New World, I believe, which also didn't sell out too great. It's still going, so I don't know. Amazon just has a lot of time on their hands, or a lot of money, a lot of time, and I guess they just want to keep making shit and wasting all their money. So Amazon Games and Embracer Group, although it's wholly owned by a subsidiary, Middle Earth Enterprises. Of course, they're just gonna rerun this.
Thanks, Elviler.
Yeah, no problem, Elviler. You have a good rest of your night, man. Part of the operative group Free Mode today announced they've reached an agreement with Amazon Games to develop and publish a new massively multiplayer online MMO game based on Lord of the Rings. The upcoming game will be an open-world MMO adventure in a persistent world set in Middle-earth, featuring the beloved stories of The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings trilogy.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that in concept. In concept, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, the Lord of the Rings is a great world to hang out in. But for me, it's the whole subscription-based model. And with these games, I feel like they always start out one way and then they just end up being a different way, and it appeals to people who are just addicted to games, do nothing but, and people who farm items and sell them to desperate people. And all that stuff kind of rubs me the wrong way. But I get it. The appeal is, it's like a virtual chat room. That's some people use it for.
Yeah, and I guess
always an adventure. It's always there for you.
I guess they're going one way with this too, because it's a, Disney took Star Wars in a more media fashion, bit more video and less video games. There was still video games. I feel like Amazon's kind of going the opposite direction. They're making a TV show. Now they're going to go more into the video game ground, especially with MMOs. MMOs can kind of last, even if they're not as well played. They can go for up to 5-10 years.
And they've already proven that, okay, on the one hand, you've got the lore fans who really get pissed off when you mess with the books. Mm-hmm. But with the games, people have been much more willing to give them a pass. Just make some stuff up, put it in the same world. It doesn't matter if, there weren't that many wizards at that time, or that dragon didn't go there, or that's not really how that magic works.
Here's
You
the
know,
here's the kicker. If I'm reading this correctly, separately, Amazon Studios produces the hit series Lord of the Rings. Hit series, they say hit series, The
what kind
Rings
of a
of
hit?
Power, which takes place during Tolkien's Second Age of Middle Earth and is unrelated to the upcoming MMO game in development.
That's a good thing.
According to the CEO, I believe, or some other person here, they say we have clear ambition to create the highest quality entertainment products for this IP, whether we utilize internal resources or team up with the best industry
Well,
partners that complement our capabilities. We are taking
imagine if they could create all that stuff, like actually from the books, like you could actually be in the second age or the first age. That'd be
yeah,
pretty sweet.
it would be.
I mean, there's more to do in the times when there's wars and stuff. You know, you can be part of that. But yeah, they could have a totally different thing. But yeah, it's like I don't mind as much if like the crappier part of the franchise gets put into a game. That might sound funny to hear, but like I don't mind playing as Jar Jar in a game. I don't mind putting Rey in a video game. Like that's fine. It reminds me of a movie that was disappointing, but the game could be anything. It's not tied down to the script. But yeah, would I rather be somebody cool like from a good part of the story? Sure. Anyway,
Well,
you've got the
and
article. Just
continuing
a reaction.
the we're taking every care to deliver an MMO which will do justice to the expansive Middle Earth universe and delight players around the world. The game is not yet titled, but it just branded Lord of the Rings game, and is now partnered with, like I said, Amazon Games, and as I said, it was Embracer Group. Um, I don't know if Middle Earth Online was their baby. It might have been, um, but I'll be able to confirm that here. But it looks like Amazon Games growing momentum in game publishing and development following the success of its internally developed MMO New World and action RPG Lost Ark, which I both thought were pretty moderate. They weren't like hit action anything. I mean, this is a biased article, of course, but we wanted to make
Uh,
sure
Verge.
we got this from somebody. No, it wasn't Verge. This is just Amazon's article directly, I think.
Oh, so
Um,
it's just pure propaganda.
yeah, so it's just whatever they can post.
Hit
Um,
series.
I don't want anything from The Verge, to be honest. Um,
Yeah. Well, they say a
but
lot of people clicked on Lord of the Rings, but not a lot of people finished watching it.
yeah, I mean, if there's a trailer, I can probably grab it. Um,
Yeah.
but I don't think
The
there
thing about
is
they
because it's
could
not
be
titled.
faithful to the lore and just because you could always just be like, oh, like you go to Gladriel's mirror and you get a vision of the past and you'd see the first age and you could like hang out, while the world's being created. You could hang out at the second age and see, the forging of the rings. You could see all that stuff and then you could pop back into the whatever the present of the game is and go on your raids or whatever you normally do. The thing about Lord of the Rings that's interesting, I think, throughout all this is so many other fantasy stuff is based on it. Like Warhammer's based on it, Warcraft is based on it. Um, why are those only the two that come to mind? But like all the Dungeons and Dragons, of course, like all this other stuff is derived or inspired by Lord of the Rings. But because Lord of the Rings was just a book for so long, I
So
mean, yeah,
you're
eventually you had
saying,
the cartoon. It's like now you're making the game and it's going to be the same as all the other games. But at the same time, they've done those Lord of the Rings games where they have branched out from the movies. Like I know that War in the North wasn't super popular because um, uh, not Daggerfall, not what's the Skyrim game? Um,
I mean,
Elder
like
Scrolls.
all the scrolls online?
Well, they had an Elder Scrolls game that came out at the same time as the Lord of the Rings game, and so like it wasn't very popular. But I mean, they made the Shadow of Mordor, Shadow War, and those played pretty fast and loose with like the lore of Lord of the Rings, but they were awesome.
So you're thinking of, as far as the last Lord of the Rings online game, that would have been called just Lord of the Rings Online.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings
And it,
Online.
it is very dated, by the way. Um,
Yeah.
so
Well, a lot of these games are when they first come out because
yeah,
yeah, they
but
worked
this
on them for so
is
long.
old. Like this had to have changed hands to Amazon, I guess, at one point in time, because this looks
Oh,
like something straight out of like maybe like '05. Like this is old. I don't know. I could be wrong, but like just looking
it's.
at like what I saw, I don't know. Maybe
I
not
mean,
'05, but like it
in the
looks
world of
really dated.
Because really going back in the world of MMOs, it was like Ultima Online was the first big hit,
Hey,
and then it
look,
was
just making
Asheron's
assumptions.
Call, and then World of Warcraft, and then after that it was like everybody wanted to do the next World of Warcraft. What's that going to be?
Yeah, it was made in '07, so it was pretty close. It's
Oh, okay.
very, it looks very, very dated. Like, here's a good screenshot that I'll pull up for people. Oh crap, that's a video. Nope, we don't want a video. We just want a screenshot. Hold on a second.
No
I'll just pull this
strikes,
up.
no whammies.
Yeah, we don't want to take. So this is what I was looking at. It keeps bringing up a video, but um, if I could like maximize these.
Well, and we've had both good and bad Lord of the Rings movies, so
Well,
I think the fact that you're not just copying the movies is a good
yeah, but
thing.
that's your Gandalf. If you can see it, like
Oh
you're.
yeah, yeah, it looks
Or,
like early 2000s.
I mean, this is saying it's gonna. This is during the time they were saying it's gonna get a huge visual upgrade. So, I mean, we're looking at. Yeah, it looked like it did get an overhaul, but like
That
it's
doesn't look
still
like
pretty dated.
2005. Yeah,
No, but it
looks like
was
2001.
'07. So yeah, it's
Oh shoot, yeah, for 2007, that's not very good. They had much
um.
better.
But I mean, that's not bad for an '07 MMO. I mean, it's probably like
Well,
with
most of the time you're seeing that behind the back view. You're seeing these zoomed out views of like raids and stuff. You're not going to be paying close
yeah,
attention to the fine details.
you're
But maybe
mostly
you
look.
are. Maybe you get the game because you want to just hang out in Rivendell. You want to look at the trees in Mirkwood. So it's like that's why you get the game, and then you're going to be disappointed. You're like, wow, that looks like crap.
Well, you also have to put in mind that around that time it was released, Warcraft was the leader in
Yep.
MMOs. So this looks
Yeah.
very very similar to that. You also had what Star Wars Galaxies, I think, around that
Yep.
time too. So
Galaxies.
um, you know, you're not getting like a plethora of variety like we do now. So this really does look a lot like Warcraft, like a lot from the macros and shit that you're seeing here. I'm not
Hmm.
huge on MMOs anymore because like the amount of buffs, debuffs, all that stuff. Like I like simpler MMOs now. Like what they do with Old Republic is if you just want to play the game by yourself and you want to give yourself some fancy clothes and play the game like it was single player, you can do that. You don't have to play the game with all that crap anymore. It's boring, but if you just want to
Yeah.
play through the storyline and get like your money's worth, I guess, then there you go.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but like I didn't wasn't into um, yeah, grinding. Yeah, it was grinding, and then you got like Elder Scrolls
I hated
Online, which
grinding.
I played a day of, and then got fucking sick of it because I was sitting there having to compete with people on a quest line where you had to go and kill a certain amount of enemies, and we were just sitting there at the spawn point waiting for them to
It's
pop up.
that
And
that South Park skit is not wrong.
it's so fucking immersion breaking. So,
Yeah.
um,
I mean,
New
sometimes
World
you got
wasn't
to
bad.
grind in a game, but I'm not going to buy a game knowing that that's what's going to happen. That that's what it's going to be.
Yeah,
Like that
but
doesn't seem fun. Like maybe for a couple minutes, but not for like hours and days and a month.
yeah, and like I said, New World wasn't bad. As far as like on a gameplay perspective, it's just boring after a while. Like it's just burnout, and then like there's not a lot of variety that's coming out, which I think is going to be the thing with this. Is Amazon's great at releasing content, but they're bad at keeping the content fresh. So it's like they just churn out. I like to compare this shit with food, right? It's really tasteless. It's just tasteless fast food garbage that you're gonna consume if you
Yeah,
get,
I got a
and then
super duper sized bucket of fries, so I ate two of them, and that's really all I should eat. But I'm just going to keep on eating until
yeah.
I'm going to
But,
puke.
but hey, there's this prize at the bottom of the box, so
Oh
you'll
man,
get
I
by
got to keep eating. Got to force
by
myself.
the
Oh, just cram it in there.
by the
Oh,
end of the
so
month. By the
bad.
end of the
I
month,
hate
those
it.
fries are hard and gross and
Yeah,
disgusting, and you're still eating them.
smell like
And,
grease. Oh, just
and
cramming
it's
them in,
like that's what I'm saying is it's one
forcing
of
it
those
down.
things where
Yeah,
it's yeah it's but you know as far as they say that it's a hit show, The Rings of Power, they're keeping it unrelated, which shows that they don't want people not to play this game. So um,
yeah. That is telling. That is telling. I mean, hey, what did I just say about companies learning from their mistakes? I mean, they made every excuse that you can think of, and even some that you didn't think of. They made all these excuses. Oh, we spent $1 billion and we're brilliant, and fans just weren't ready for it. They're just not smart enough. They're so toxic.
Oh, we're not
It's
going to
like
admit it, though. They still haven't admitted that it was
they
not
still
their
haven't
best
admitted
idea. They still had people protecting the IP. They're saying, "Oh
it.
yeah, it's our hit
Oh,
series."
it was the most views for an original Amazon product based on Tolkien's work. It's like,
Yeah,
okay,
our hit
well,
series is
fine.
making lots of money, but we're not going to make this related because
We're not
we
going to
just
tell
wanted to
you.
go in a different direction. So,
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
just
the Hollywood bullshit talk. Like, that's fine.
yeah,
I mean, whatever. I personally won't be playing this. I'll just take a look at it probably from somebody else, or if it's
yeah.
free, we might get a download.
Lord of
But
the Rings is awesome. The people that are in charge of it, not always so much.
go and play Battlefield Middle Earth, which I'll be doing a stream of at some point in time, or Battlefield Middle Earth 2, which I've never played yet, or Conquest. Those are really good Lord of the Rings games.
Conquest,
You
I heard people bash it, but it's kind of fun.
It's super fun. I
Yeah,
love games that are based off like Battlefront-ish stuff, and I believe
uh,
Pandemic made Conquest, and that's the reason
it
why.
does
Because
feel very
Pandemic's
Battlefront
great.
esque. Yeah. Now
So
I like War in the North, even though again, like I said, that was looked over by a lot of people. It's a fun smash and grab adventure,
War in
and
the
it's got
North.
co-op play. War in the North, and then of course Shadow of Mordor. Didn't
Um,
play Shadow War, but I heard there were
they
some
fixed
problems
Shadow of
with
the
that
War
one.
because they took that garbage out. That like
Yeah,
loot
they did.
box crap.
Yeah, well, yeah, there was that, and then they did have fake reviews. So I was like, that's not cool,
The
but it
story
is a
so
good
far
game.
was good. I just never finished it. What
Yeah.
is this game about?
War in the North. So it's basically like you've got three like B-list characters that are not in the books,
This
and it's
PS3
like,
or
yeah,
what?
PS3 and Xbox 360, and it was like you go and distract Sauron's forces, get them diverted somewhere else, while the heroes are going the other direction. So you get to visit a lot of locations in Middle Earth. You get to interact with a lot of the big characters, but you're completely original characters. You got an elf, you got a ranger, you got a dwarf, and they're always together. So if you're playing it by yourself, they're AI that you can give them orders,
Mm-hmm.
or you can have three people playing online or on the couch.
I'm grabbing this game as we speak
Yeah. The only thing is,
because
like, they show you the
yeah.
big map of Middle Earth, and you're like, oh, sweet, I can go anywhere. It's like, no, actually, you can only go certain places. And it
What
doesn't show
about
you like walking on a trail like from each place to place. It's like you just teleport there magically.
Lord of the Rings Aragorn's Quest?
That one I have not played.
Shit,
Couldn't
hold on.
tell
What I
you.
do? What I do?
Is
Oh,
that like
whoops.
on Game Boy Advance, PS Vita?
No, it's PS3.
Oh,
I was just
PS3.
looking at. So you said this
Well,
is just three B list characters are having their own adventure, right?
yeah, but I mean, it's gory. It's full of action. There's a lot of looting, but no loot boxes. There's no DLC. It's just what you see is what you get.
I don't know. I think I sold this a couple times
Combat,
at GameStop.
combat focused. Yeah.
Is it on Steam? Might have to
So
check to see if
I
it's on
see it as kind of an evolution. So you've got Gauntlet Legends and Dark Legacy. Then you've got Return of the King, and then you've got War in the North. So I see it as like stepping stones. Like each game, they start adding more to the mayhem.
So this is Aragorn's Quest. It was originally a Wii game.
Oh, we and PS2,
Oh, at PS2. But I guess they have a run for it on PS3, so I don't
a
know if
Hobbit
they.
game. Was that the one that you were scared of?
No, the original Hobbit game. Oh shit, do I have that? Oh, I could stream that right now. I already beat The Witcher 3. Oh,
Oh man,
bro. Dude, that Hobbit game was fucking terrifying when I was little. Oh
dang.
man. It
Yeah,
looks very cartoony, but look at this. Like this doesn't look that bad.
no.
That's for
Lego
like,
Lord of the Rings.
you know.
There's Lego Lord of the Rings. I wonder if Legolas is in
Oh,
it.
that's really small.
So
Lego
Lego
ass.
Lego Hobbit. See, The Hobbit is a great book, and it's a great cartoon. The Peter Jackson movies were so-so. I don't know about the games though. I never gave them a chance.
In fact, I'm gonna check that out. We're still talking about stuff, but oh my gosh, you got me like all sorts of thinking about that here real quick. Hold on. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Pardon me while I burst into flames real quick, guys.
yeah.
No copyright, by the way.
Amazon needs to chill out, but we don't.
No, we don't, because we got stuff
See,
to.
there's good stuff out there, and we can enjoy it if we want to.
There's great stuff out there, and the big companies don't want you to archive because they want you to buy their live service bullshit,
Yeah. Buy our newest thing and forget how good the stuff of the past was. It's
and
like,
then
okay,
forget about
fine,
the
you can
newest
have
thing
it.
and buy this newest thing
Yeah,
because that
yeah.
newest thing's gonna die because it all relies on your internet connection, and
Ray
then keep
Skywalker, more
buying the
like Ray
expansions.
Skywalker. Like, let's get the newest one in there. Like, hey, remember how cool Ray Skywalker was? Man,
No,
good old days.
I don't remember. Remember how cool this movie was? My favorite
No.
part was when Leia floated in space and
Oh, Mary
came back to
Poppins,
life,
y'all.
even though that would have been the perfect out because she died shortly
Yeah.
before that movie was released. So makes no fucking sense. But anyway, it was my favorite part.
Oh man, they hate that ship.
Okay, Xemu. Okay,
They
Xemu.
flew through the Jello planet.
I mean, I don't emulate my Xbox. Oh wait, you're not seeing that.
Liar!
You turned her against me.
You have done that yourself.
You have done that yourself. Oh wait, what happened?
Your lust for power and money. Done that yourself.
Done that yourself.
It's over, Anakin. I have the moral high ground.
You had the what ground?
True.
Oh no. Did my ROM go away? Uh-oh. Oh
Read-only
no.
memories.
It's busted.
So Luca Rocks had to leave, but he said Mando season 2 Luke was the last high point.
Okay. So hold on. Are we going into Star Wars now? Are we done with Lord of the Rings?
Oh wait. No. Too soon. Okay. Lord of the frickin' Rings. I'm reading the books right now, and they escaped from the Balrog. Gandalf fell into darkness. They went to see Gladriel, and it's all so good. So good.
Does it make you feel good? Does busted
Yep,
make you feel good?
it does. The Adventures of Tom Bombadil, the college years.
Oh my god.
That's what we need. His boots of blue and his cap of yellow or whatever it was. Singing to the trees. There's a guy who knew how to party.
Oh,
He'd just be like in a fraternity, but he would like look like a character from Middle Earth.
see,
His
I didn't know
beard.
too much because didn't you have to read the books to know about Tom Bombadil
Yeah.
and his
Well,
Tom?
yeah. In his
Yeah.
amazing adventures. Yeah, because there was a bunch of poems that were about him that I think were posthumously published. And then yeah, he's in Lord of the Rings.
Whoop.
And nobody really knows who he really is. Like some people have speculated, oh, he's Tolkien. It's the author Tolkien in his own story. Or it's like, no, he's like this godlike figure. Or he just having some fun, like, yeah, just a little side quest. They're just hanging out. Not everybody in it's like you go through Middle Earth, not everybody there is like part of the quest. They could just be somebody hanging out, like, hey, let's tell some stories, smoke a few pipes, have some food, chill out for a while.
You know, just stuff and things. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to make sure. I'm trying to see if I have this game, and then it wants me to open my ROM file, and I'm like, oh no,
Hey, don't be opening your ROM
oh,
file on camera.
but I need
It's
to.
not that kind of stream.
I need to open up all the ROM file. I need to
Listen,
unload my ROM file
you don't
all over.
hate the ROMs. You hate the emulator. That didn't make any sense at all.
Yeah. Anyway, there is a MMO in the works. Love it or hate it, but Amazon has the Lord of the Rings IP. How do you feel about it, Kurgan? Go.
Songs.
Because it
I
fucking sucks.
well, it sucks. Here's the thing: if I had to, I would try out an MMO. But the problem is, I would never like. It's just not the type of product I would buy because I feel like I would be just saying like, listen, all the other stuff that I do for fun, all my other hobbies, just go on hold, and I'm just gonna play this game for a month, and I'm gonna be sick of it, and then I'm never gonna play it again. It's like it's just such a like you say, it's like just gorging yourself on fast food until you just can't take it anymore.
Yeah, till you just hate yourself. Yeah.
Right. So it's more like an experience. Like, okay, I'm gonna pay a ticket to go watch a Michael Bay film, and it's gonna have explosions and it's gonna be exciting, but then afterwards, I'm not gonna remember a thing about it. So I had a
I
good time. I don't even know why.
I hate to say
As
it, but
opposed
I love
to,
those. So good.
well, they can be entertaining, but it's just like it's not the type of movie where I'm like, this is so good. I'm just gonna talk about it for days afterwards. I'm gonna go watch it again and again because it's so amazing. It's just gonna be like, it was something to do.
Yeah, I guess I can understand that. Yeah.
I could be wrong though. I mean, it might be good. I might play it and be like, wow, this is amazing. And the fact that I'm not jaded from having played dozens of other MMOs before it, I mean, I pretty much know what to expect. I've seen videos of people playing it and all the memes and all the jokes and all the reviews and all that stuff. But yeah, someone mentioned earlier that World of Warcraft got past the grinding problem in these games by doing
Wait.
phasing, but I don't know what phasing is. I don't know what he means
Okay.
by that.
Hold on. I think WoW has actually gotten way worse because now people are selling raids now, aren't they? Like, aren't they like selling your raid tickets?
I
Because
don't
if
even
you
know.
don't, you have to do an unimaginable amount of grinding. So there's like crap they sell for raids or something like that. I can't remember what it
A
was, but it's
raid,
like a
what, where you get together with a bunch of people and you have a battle, right? To
yeah,
try to
but
get lots
like
of
I
experience.
can't remember. It's like a market now. Like you can't do a. It's not just like back in the day. You had a party.
Hey,
You
let's
got to
attack
know people.
somebody.
Yeah, you had people who would buff you and you go in. Now it's like they like
Like buying
sell the
tickets to a
buffs.
concert.
I can't remember what it was like, or the equipment, the certain equipment that you need for raiding. I can't remember what it was,
That
um,
takes kind of the fun out of it. It's not spontaneous.
but I guess he says Ribby says it's phasing. I don't know.
That's like playing like Halo and you get like incapacitated. It's like, come heal me. It's like, oh, that'll be five
Hold on,
bucks.
hold on.
Like, shoot.
Um,
Phasing was like you go into a quest
World of
area and you kind of enter your own personal
Warcraft
copy of it, not like a raid
selling.
instant. Similar. Well,
Uh,
they do
Hold on.
shady stuff. See,
Raid
people
lockout selling? Is that what it is?
See,
Or
some
raid
people
carry
compare
service?
this. Say, well, listen, back in the day, you go to a
Boost.
video arcade, you put your
Okay.
quarter in, and you play a game. But you knew what you were getting. There's not all this hidden
Okay.
nonsense.
Kurgan. It's called boost. Okay. Sorry.
Boost.
I had to
Booster.
so it's WoW raids that are for sale. They use something called raid boosting.
So is this
So
like some shady thing, or is this like an official thing they do?
so it's every raid carry service grants players a possibility to increase their character's item level by receiving lots of high level gear as a reward. Buying WoW Raid Boost is one of the fastest WoW carry services that is 100% reliable to complete the full run.
Well, see, back in the day, you had fans or fans. You'd had people that would get like level 99 characters and sell it on eBay. Like, but this is
I
an
think it's
official
like
part of the game.
I think it's like a third party thing, but like it's how
Third
people.
party.
Well,
Okay.
okay, I guess he says yeah. Oh, he says yeah. So like people will wait outside the raid and then we'll sell you boosts, which
Like,
will
you want to
um
play
eh,
Street Fighter? Well, this guy will throw fireballs for you.
which instead of like it's like your microtransaction for like skipping parts of the game. I can't
Yuck.
remember what it is. It's
Just
really
just
gross. It's
just get rid
instead
of those part of the game and don't just like put stupid stuff in your game and then pay people or have people pay you to skip that part.
yeah, it's
Like, yeah,
really you could
it's
just buy a raid pretty
you,
much. You buy a high
again,
level raid.
we're back to the sellout stuff again. It's like you can make your money a lot of different ways, but there's like cool ways to do it, there's good ways to do it, and there's really scummy ways to do it.
But fucking everything with microtransactions. Yeah, it's bad.
You're right, Ribby. Yeah,
So
it's so greedy, and the thing is, young kids like it's like, oh, it's illegal to show kids like gambling stuff, but this is okay.
Yeah, well, because they
And
tweak it, right? They tweak
yeah,
it enough. Like, have you ever been to an arcade recently? Like the ones they have at the bowling alleys? What they'll do is they'll put up the
been a while.
Monopoly game, and it's a spin, and you get points. You don't get tickets anymore because they go onto a card. I take my daughters to one of these, and they wouldn't stop doing that game or the games that give you the tickets,
Addictive.
but they're all
Yeah.
by chance. They just give you the tickets, right? They don't. There's no like. Some of them have
It's
skill, but it's not like
kids.
like
Kids
where you
don't
did skee
have the
ball.
same. I mean, adults are bad enough, but kids don't have the same like governors on this stuff. It's like, ooh,
Yeah,
I'm going.
yeah, and it's one of these things where like you just spin the die on the board, and it's like this thing where you just roll it, and it doesn't really care how hard you roll it,
Spin
but
the
like
wheel.
the
Make a
wheel will go
deal.
down, and it will give you a certain amount of tickets, and that's it. And then you go and you get your prizes, but your prizes are like thousands, right? So like you're cranking 40,
See, I'd be like,
$100 into that
listen,
machine.
listen, little child of mine. You go to the store and you just buy it. You don't need to
Yeah,
go
because
through all this crap.
yeah,
They're
because the
trying to
fishing,
trick you. They're lying to you. They're trying to hook you. It's a
the
scam, okay?
the
I know it's
fishing
fun, but
pole.
it's a scam.
Okay, look,
Doesn't
Kurgan,
work.
my daughter is 4 years old. She doesn't know the price differences between what costs in tokens and what costs in real
Right.
money. But the fishing pole she got was $10 in tickets, and it was probably worth $1 at the dollar store.
But you had to earn it. No, you didn't. You didn't earn it. They
Oh,
tricked you.
you didn't. You just well, you just rolled the dice on the Monopoly game. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's bad. The it's
That's
really bad,
why
and
when I was little, I wasn't that little, but you could buy one of those like a toy slot machine. And it was like a piggy bank. You put your money in and you just like hit the thing and hit the thing and hit the thing, and finally it shoots your quarters back out. It's like, well, that's kind of fun, but it's like, okay, so now I've had the experience. I don't need to go to Vegas. It's like, it's not that good.
well,
But
and
yeah,
another
Gamblers
big thing
Anonymous,
here
bets
is
off.
the fact that you also have people who are now like Ruby said, it's just literally straight up buy equipment. So if you're not exactly high level for the raid, instead of gathering that party, I mean you're still
Mhm.
gathering that party, but you're buying over leveled equipment for the raid, so you guys can just run through the raid. And like I said, man, what happened to the time when you were gathering a party? You got to the whole point of WoW, of getting into WoW, was it was your first MMO. You got to get to know people. I
Yeah,
mean, you probably still are, but at the same time, it's like
or you got together
now
with your
now
friends and it was
you're being
yeah,
relied to spend money now. Like it's like, okay, you gonna go buy that boost or what? Like, no, I'm not.
yeah,
I just wanted to play the game. Well,
yeah.
I guess you're not participating because
You're
you
not
know
friends anymore. It's just a business transaction. That's what it
Well,
is.
yeah, that's exactly it. Is the fact that now I'm supposed to expect to like carry 20-30 bucks with me now.
Yeah,
So
maybe we're at the arcade. My friend runs out of quarters. Like, listen, we're gonna beat this game. We're close to the end. Here, have one of mine. Here, you get one of my quarters. But
Raid Finder killed a
not like
big
this.
social aspect of the game. Yeah, I bet it. Like I said, Blizzard is probably my most hated company. Activision Blizzard.
You're taking games that are
Oh,
fun and innocent. Yeah, they're making a profit. That's cool. That's fine. You're entitled to that. But then they're taking it and they're just turning it into something just gross
yeah,
and manipulative and yeah, scummy, shady, and it attracts the worst kind of people.
cannot
It
fucking
really does.
stand
Yeah.
Activision at
But
all.
it's the company's fault. They know what they're doing and they don't
No, yeah,
care.
they do. But it's also like once again at that point in time, I also put it on the people too. If they see something that's an easy
Why are
grab,
you supporting this? Yeah.
yeah, you're not a baby.
You
Like
got to
at that
say
one
no.
point, you're not a baby. You have to start saying no. You have to start because if you don't say no, your children aren't going to say no. And if we go 10 years in that sort of environment, they're going to make it worse because we're used to being in that environment. It's
And let's
it's a
explore a
smaller
little bit
version of
more.
complacency. It really
Yeah.
no, but it really is like if you
Yeah.
lived in a
Lower
world
our
that was
standards.
much lower standard, but you lived in it in like 20, for 20, 30 years, you wouldn't know anything different. And then if they made it lower every 10 years, you would be fucking used to it. And like the people who did bitch about it, you'd wonder why they were bitching because it was
Yeah.
hopeless. And
Well,
like it's
that's
the same
why.
thing for video games, it's the same thing for
Yeah.
our food, it's the same thing for everything else that comes around here. People wonder why I bitch all the time because I'm fighting for people's rights to have an equal living space or like an equal like to be able to play video games correctly or anything because if you don't fight for it, they won't fucking take care of you. These people are
No.
out to just grab your money and then to keep grabbing your money because they don't know how much money you have. They could care less if you bankrupt yourself on microtransactions and end up on the street. There were people
Yeah.
who sold their like houses, their cars over microtransactions. Why EA got in trouble for that shit? It's because
Think
they,
of all the kids that like the parents like here's the phone, have fun, and then they got to call the credit card company up and be like, dispute the
and,
transaction,
and
dispute
that
the
ain't happening.
transaction, dispute the
You
transaction.
you and I both
Guess
know that
what?
shit ain't happening.
Yep.
You gave your kid that phone. It's on you. And
You
like
gave it to them. Yeah.
so at the end of the day, yes, it is it's scummy they do that, but it's also the fact that we picked up the food and ate it. Like it's
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
don't drink
that
the poisonous Kool-Aid. Like at the end of the
first,
day,
yeah. I'm not going to tell someone, hey, Star Wars sucks. You can't like that. I'd be like, listen, there's much better Star Wars over there. There's
well yeah,
much
there is.
better, Lord of the Rings
But
over there.
at the end of the day, here look at it this way, man.
Much better Doctor Who over there.
At the end of the day, there isn't going to be like as much as I enjoy our Star Wars, it's gonna look very pale in comparison to our children. And like not like my children's children aren't probably gonna want to play Shadows of the Empire because they're gonna
It's
have games that
marketing
look
though.
fucking amazing.
Yeah, but
And
think of
like,
all the retro games, all the indie games that are purposely crappy looking. Like Minecraft doesn't look like anything special, but look how much money that made.
but
You know?
it will either eventually get replaced or backed up. And that's what I'm saying is that
Yeah.
like
Well, it's all
Disney's
marketing.
slowly bringing in games like that or they're bringing in lore
Yeah.
like that so they can probably end up replacing it. And they're
Yeah.
waiting till we get I'm almost sure I'm probably being a very big conspiracy theorist here, but you're probably waiting till we get a little older and our kids get a little older because at the end of the day it's a lot easier to convince somebody younger to buy your
Yep.
garbage
Oh
than it
yeah.
is
When I
to
was
convince
that
somebody
age,
who's already had that.
I fell for
Like,
everything. It wasn't until I was older and it's like, yeah, we had Zillions magazine. I remember that. They would like Consumer Reports for kids. They would review the commercials. They go, well, actually, GI Joe can't really do that. And the kid played it. Oh, it broke. And it's like they give reviews. It's like, oh, yeah. I guess they're kind of lying to us. And you start
yeah.
to apply that skepticism to everything. It's like
I mean, we bought the
I
Power
like
Glove. Yeah, but like
yeah.
at the end of the day,
There were
once
toy
again,
commercials I loved to watch, but it's like I knew it was baloney. I'm like, the
we
toy
were
isn't that cool.
we
Yeah.
were we were scammed as kids too. I'm not saying shit just
Damn.
changed overnight, but I'm saying the how we were scammed is way different. And people can say
It's more
we
insidious
were
now.
worse, but no,
Yeah.
it's I feel like being scammed directly in your face and taking the Kool-Aid still
Yeah.
is a much worse
Well,
option because you
like
know what you're taking and they're still able to fucking sell it to you. And
get
that's
away from the
worse.
TV, kid. Go outside and play. It's like, yeah, but you got your phone in your pocket all the time. It's like you
Yeah.
got to be on there all the time because all your friends are on there.
Well, it's not just that, but it's also like the fact that like FOMO is a big part of
You're gonna
today's
miss
society.
out, man. You're gonna miss everything.
Yeah, you
Don't
got
miss it.
FOMO, you've got trends, you've got all
Yeah.
sorts of crap.
When I
And
when
like,
I look back at like the TV shows that I used to watch when I was a kid that I loved that I hated to miss, like, and I go back and I'm just gonna watch all the episodes of whatever cartoon. It's like, wow, I only watched like a third of them. Like I missed a ton, and I had no idea I'd missed them, and I didn't
you were
know
just
it. But
happy
yeah,
to have
now
it on. Like,
it's
you
gonna be
just
rubbed in your face, like, oh man, you missed it. You
yeah,
missed the exclusive. You know,
yeah, and
here's
everything's
your
an
last chance
exclusive.
to own it. Last chance to own it, and then
Yeah.
they could just take it away anyway because it's digital. Ha, sucker.
Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of which, yeah, that's right. They did take away some Steam took away some games recently. We can talk about that too.
Uh, when's Unreal Tournament 3
Steam
coming back? They keep
games
saying, "Oh, it's gonna be coming back.
removed
Not accessible."
recently.
Yeah.
Hold
Digital
on.
digital streaming games giveth, and digital streaming
So
games taketh
delisted, right?
away.
So these are
Delisted.
delisted. So
See,
just to let you know,
if
if
they
you
they
own
make
these games, if you own
listen,
these
I'm not
games,
saying I condone piracy, but guess what's gonna
I
promote
do.
that kind of thinking?
I do, and I
Or
secretly
matey.
condone it. So just letting you know. Um,
secretly.
uh, oh man, hold on. Do I even still have After Fall Insanity? Oh my god, that was a great indie game. Hold on, you're about to see my Steam account pop up because I'm pretty sure I own it still. But um, just give me 1 second. Sorry, you're about to categorize. Oh my god, I actually don't. Oh yeah, I do. Okay, it's right here. So I own it.
Well, I just don't want to hear these companies crying. Oh, we're losing so much money. Oh.
Well, no, because these are all. No, they'll tell you. So we'll start here. Afterfall Insanity was delisted. Um, Alan Wake was relisted. For some reason, they took it off the store.
Alan Wake.
Alpha
I don't know.
Protocol, which I heard was actually was horrible, but also
Is that
good.
Tom Clancy?
No.
Oh,
I'm trying to find like a
Ghost
game that's
Protocol.
out
That's
of
what I'm
because
thinking.
there's a lot of games here. Hold on. We'll kind of pop it up.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, that's the thing. You gotta.
so these are all recent, by the way. Let's see.
I mean, like I said,
Babylon
some of these
Fall.
games, you play it once and that was
A t-
enough. But if
Telltale
it's a
game.
game you want to play it over and over,
Let's see.
that's why emulation's so popular. I'm telling
Battlefield
you.
2. By the way, the best Battlefield. God, this list. You can't buy it anymore. Battlefield Bad
What?
Company 2.
That was a game that's never gonna go away.
The best one. Do I even have it
Battle
on here? Hold
Station
on.
Specific. I've
Let's
got
see if
Battle
it.
Station Specific.
Yeah, because I've got it. But like these are things that just won't come back. So they took this off, and this was the best Bad Company, right? So
So
these two.
if your hard drive crashes, that's it, right?
No, because I own it. I think they let you keep the
Got a hard
license if you
copy
own it.
console,
But at
but
this
you
point,
can't
since
keep
it's been
downloading it forever.
well, hold on, man. Hold on 1 second. Because I don't
What?
know if I can
Not Beach Resort Simulator.
hold on, let me see
No.
if I can install it, if it'll let me install it. Yeah, it's letting me install it, I think.
We're sorry. We've detected you having fun. Can't allow that.
Yeah, so
Cutting down fun.
it's installable. But
I mean, nothing
it's
lasts forever, but it's just yeah. They just do this.
so this
I
is a
suppose.
thing that
Oh, numbers are going down. Let's take it
it's
away.
been it's been removed from the store. So
Put it back in the Disney vault.
the good thing is if you own it, you'll keep it, but yeah. I was told
Hard copy.
they're gonna take it away from your library because if it's been removed, the license has been removed, you can't play it anymore. But as far as I know, I can download these games still. But like anything here, and but even then, physical media is not isn't always a guarantee because recently I've had a couple CDs like start to degrade really bad. Bulletstorm, another game I was planning on buying, can't do it. Another EA game that just removed from the
Well,
store.
yeah. I mean, you
Like,
could say, okay, I'm going to burn like 100 different copies on gold discs, and they're all going to be in different safe deposit boxes in different areas. But it's like, come on, I have to go through all that just because.
well,
Oh, that's not making enough money.
there was a guy who legitly bought everything before the what was it, the Wii? Not the Wii, it was like on
Wii U.
The Wii U store went down. Literally
Yeah,
bought everything on the store and backed it all up so that people could
sweet.
download it again. And like that's like almost $3,000 worth of stuff.
Yeah,
And
they
just did
sued
it
him into the
so
ground,
no,
right?
they didn't because you can buy once you buy it. I mean, but at
Oh,
the end of the
yeah.
day, it doesn't make any money. Like, and that's what I'm saying is like that guy did more than what a lot of people. Crisis says, like, but
Oh
they
man,
did that because of the remaster. I bet they did
I
the
remember when that game was like, you want to melt your video card? Start this game up.
Darkest of Days. That was a good game.
Dad beats
Uh
dad. Yeah, see,
yeah.
some of these games I do recognize.
The Deadpool game, Death Stranding. But they probably do that because they've got some of these games they've taken off so they can release the big the big edition, the remaster. Um, yeah,
Yeah, they're gonna
they
release it on some other format.
all the
Dirt.
dirt games,
Oh,
all these dirt games
dirt.
got. Oh my
No,
god, these were another one of
I've
the
got
driving games I was gonna buy. So I'm
I've
just have to
got
pirate them.
several of those. Several of those on 360.
That's one of those things is if you can't get these on PC now, you're just gonna have to pirate them because they're not there anymore.
Buccaneer
I'll
boy.
just play my RetroPie till I die. Fuck them. Exactly, man. Like I said, and a lot of these people are fighting this stuff because
Disney's
they
The
want to
Lion King.
they want to
Doctor
be
Who,
able
The
to do it.
Eternity Clock.
So they relisted
Dragon
Dragon
Age 2
Age,
relisted. Woohoo! It's back, baby.
but
Dragon
yeah, a
Age
lot
2.
of
It's like keeps going away and coming back.
Duke Nukem 2. What?
DuckTales 2 or DuckTales Remastered is back.
Hold on. Oh, speaking of Duke Nukem
Nukem 3D.
3D, Kurgan,
What? Duke Nukem.
all the Duck Nukems. Hold on.
Damn, those bastards are gonna pay for delisting my games.
Duke Nukem is still on here. They just replaced it so they could have the the 20th anniversary on here. So as far as I know, they have it on here, and Bulletstorm
Okay,
is
so
still on here, but
it's
they
it's
just
like
replaced it
taking
with the full.
away. It's like taking away all the Halo games so they can just chill Master Chief Collection, like that kind of crap.
Well, yeah, because some of them make sense because you don't want to have two licenses out that one isn't going to make money, right? Because it costs them money,
See,
but at the same time,
maybe I want to buy one of the games for $5 instead of the
well,
remastered
no,
collection for
because
$100.
dude, the
But
20th anniversary is $20. Like this is probably going to cost them about it's like maybe $10 less, if
it's
that.
it's just file storage though, right? Like,
No, it's a license that Steam takes 30% of their proceeds.
oh, that's why.
So
Okay,
like when you distribute something on Steam, it still costs you money. It's not
it's
like
not pure
it's not like
profit for them.
free. No, it's not free profit for you. You still have to
Fair enough.
like pay them, and
So
there's they.
Steam is so greedy
Oh,
that that's
enemy
why.
territory. Fuck no, dude.
Quake Wars
That's
gone.
another Battlefront.
Yeah, I
Yep,
never
it's
played that
gone.
one. Was it was it like sci-fi or was it World War II style?
Yeah,
What
it
am
was
I
just
thinking?
Quake, like Battlefront Quake, pretty much, and it was fun. It
Okay.
was just it just wasn't received very well. Evolve is gone. Um, yeah, a lot of these are just gone.
And we're
Fable
just to the
3 is
F.
gone.
All the F1s. Fable
Yeah,
3. No.
but that's this thing is a lot of these are some of these weren't very well received. But the Fuser, wait, what? I own that
A lot of
game.
them are part of series. Yeah, some of these were pretty decent mainstream games.
Why is Fuser gone? That game just came out. They get sued or something? Oh, hold on. No, they're still updating the game. Oh no, they're not.
Like beta test. No, I don't know.
No, the last update was 2021. Oh wow. That sucks. What happened to Fuser? Because that's Harmonix, so that's like I'm guessing maybe their license ran out. I'm guessing because that's a lot of DMCA music. So I'm surprised I still have it in there because they'll usually rip that stuff out. Um,
Oh, hey, I totally missed this comment from Luca Rocks. Third Turtles movie any day over Last Jedi.
oh yeah, I saw that.
Still got the shirt. I have a copy of that movie, but I only have it because it came in the Turtles collection that I got at Walmart. There, I said it. Not taking it back.
Oh my
And
god.
I still haven't watched it.
Yeah, some of these
Well,
are fun. I know Grand Theft Auto was taken off because they
Golden
wanted the
Axe, the
remaster.
canceled prototype. That was not good.
Grid 2. Grid was a good
GTA
game. Um,
popular.
Hawkins been taken
Guilty
down because
Gear.
that got shut down.
No. Oh, wait. Guilty Gear is back.
Yeah,
Yeah. Guilty
we should
Gear
play that at some point in
XX.
time. Yeah, some of these are like
I'm sure
really
I
close.
suck
Like
at it.
this one. This was supposed to be a good one. Cliffs of Dover. Took that out. Um, Infernal was another indie game in like '09, I believe. It was '09 or '08. No, this is Square Enix, so this was an indie, but it was like it's kind of a crusty game, but it was fun to play when you had nothing else. Bloodstone, James Cameron's Avatar. Like
The
some of these
Last
old
Airbender.
games. Jurassic Park the game. Uh,
Mm,
Jump Force. They took Jump Force off. Once again, another game that was literally just released not more than a couple years ago. It's gone. No
hmm.
PC port for Jump Force.
Just
That's
like that,
weird.
he was gone.
What happened?
It's gone. Nothing lasts forever.
But why?
Even cold November rain.
Expiration of the license for some of the manga characters. That's it. That was it. They took it off because they didn't want to pay for the manga. That's so fucking stupid.
It's
Oh
all
my
about
god.
money.
They were all owned by different people. That's half the reason why half the shit gets taken off. It's because and that's the reason is they're
Agree.
paying Steam, and then they like if it's any of this stuff is a movie title, they
League
still
of
have to
Legends,
keep paying.
Class of Fates.
They still have to pay. They
League-
still have to pay for
See,
the
League of
license.
Legends to me was just an annoying commercial, so I'm not sad about that one. But
So just letting you guys know,
okay, the Lego ones are back.
because if somebody ever tells you that torrenting is dead because of availability, look at this fucking list.
Mafia 2 is back.
You never know when you're gonna lose your video games. Like, so
Yeah.
if you're looking at a game on Steam, you're like, yeah, maybe I'll buy it, and it's like a video tie-in or it's got licenses on it, like All to an
Chances
Alliance,
are
gone.
it's just hangs
Max
by a
Payne,
thread.
like
Enjoy it
it,
while you can.
yeah.
Well,
Metro, well,
if
these got replaced for the
oh yeah.
remasters.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, if it's one of these fire and forget fast food, forgettable games, yeah, so what? You chew it up and spit it out. But yeah, when
Jump
you
Force
find
was
a game
fun
that you
though.
like,
Like
and maybe you don't want to finish it in one sitting, like you want to just enjoy
multiverses,
it. Like I like to be able to
multiverses.
just go back to a game years later, got my old save, doesn't matter.
Oh
But
yeah, I remember why Multiverses got shut down. Multiverses has been out for like a year and a half, and they said it was in beta. That was
Mortal
dumb.
Kombat Arcade Collection, man, how many times are they going to do that? Here's all the Mortal Kombat games. Ha, just kidding. Now they're gone. Oh, there they are again. Back to
Yep.
the Disney Vault. Lock it up. No, they're not Disney, but it's the same.
Observer is gone.
Yeah.
What happened to Observer, dude? Observer. I was planning on getting that game too. What happened to Observer? How did that get delisted?
Onimusha 3. Demon Siege.
First game, Song Library.
Oh, Ribby says, fun fact, the guy that wrote the build engine for Duke 3D started building it when he was just 17.
Uh, they were delisted because of New York shock because they were being what? Their company was doing something bad, I guess. No, that's not right. I was probably looking at something wrong. I'll have to look this up later. You can't just Google it. Guy must have balls of steel. Oh well. All right. Well, anyway, look at these, right? And just this is crazy. It's nuts, nuts. Because even if they're like bad games, right? They're like not. Like they're still gone. You'll never be able to play them again unless you actually like just I guess download them or torrent them. You download them through a torrent service. But yeah, anyway, that's what I got. That's all I've got. Oh my god, Kurgan. Damn, I'm looking good. Piece of cake.
And that damn soundboard. He's not wrong.
Balls, 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 balls of steel. Trying to see if there's anything else. Oh, the Amazing Spider-Man games were taken off. I own those.
Oh yeah. Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian. See, I got that off like the bargain bin for my
The
360.
Godfather games are gone. The Last Remnant's gone. What
Legend
the
of
fuck,
Korra.
dude?
The Mighty Quest for Epic Loot. Oh, Lord of the Rings, War in the North. You jerks. You delisted it.
Where's it?
Scroll up.
Oh, it is.
Finally,
Yeah, it's
really
been
did it.
the movies. I own that game. I own a disc version of that game.
Oh yeah. Got it for my sister.
Got some really good games are gone. Just
Tom
gone.
Clancy's Hawks. Tom Clancy's End War Online. Ghost Recon. Dang. Bunch of those.
Some of the
All
original Total
Transformers
War battles
games.
are gone.
All Transformers Devastation, you jerks. That was a fantastic game.
Yeah, so even if they're not common to some people, some people actually enjoyed having these games on
Unreal.
Steam. So
All Unreal Gaming titles. That really sucks. I'm so glad
no,
I've got my own copy, but yeah.
no. It just says Unreal Gaming title. Like I'm guessing this is a game because it says data cat or decatalog to extinct
Unreal
Unreal Gaming.
Gaming.
So I'm
Oh, it's
guessing
like
like
matchmaking.
yeah. Oh, maybe because wait, Jedi Survivor and stuff's on there. I don't know what this means. I'm guessing this
Oh,
was a.
so
Oh,
all the engine games?
hold on.
Oh, not Hentai University.
Oh yeah,
You.
reason to block is violation of storage rules. So this is a group of them. Yeah, yeah. Some of
Oh, these are naughty games.
these are very
Okay.
naughty games.
Naughty, 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 naughty.
But you know, all the really weird ones are still on there.
Yeah. Those naughty games are okay.
Oh, all the WWE titles, or a good
Oh.
chunk of them are gone.
See, they did 2K games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the old ones are gone.
They've been screwing over fans for years. So I don't think that's anything new for them, but
Yeah, all the games up to 2017 were gone.
so all the good ones in other words.
Yep.
Well, I mean, you showed me 22 and I mean it was okay, but like I just couldn't get into it. It's like it's a whole completely new system. It's
Dude,
like
that was
saying
so fun though.
here's Street Fighter 7, but it doesn't use any of the conventions of the other games. You just start over from scratch.
One of the biggest things I miss about my PS5 is is that
SmackDown, Raw.
is playing that. Yeah, but I never
SmackDown.
ever used it besides an occasional title or two. Yeah.
See, the problem
Anyway,
is like I try to play those games with other people, but like trying to get them like to learn the moves so that they don't feel like they're just being overwhelmed by it. It's so hard. And then I have the same problem with like playing you in the new game. It's like I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm
this
just
is how
mashing
you
buttons.
do.
Just mashing buttons.
This is
You're
how you
winning,
do
son.
A, and this is how you do B.
A, B. Oh, it's the safest choice.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, so
See,
this.
they have hacks for like all the Street Fighter games that you can download where it's just easy move. So you just spam the buttons and you'll start throwing fireballs and doing Hadoukens and it's like, sure.
Oh, dude, not Street Fighter 6, son. It's got 3 control settings. So it's got a control setting for new players, but it's
I
not like
played the
an easy
demo.
mode. Yeah. Oh, did you like it?
It was kind of fun. But I mean, it's funny because you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go on the streets, but you're like, I look like someone from like a cartoon, a carnival.
Oh, did you
It's
make
like,
a
okay,
did
of course, I'm gonna get my butt kicked
did you
out
make
here.
did you make a Cronenberg? Because that's what a lot of people do. They make like some weird ass Street Fighter Cronenbergs.
Some some
No,
like monkey and man with like
like
a
here,
slender man like body. Okay, show me.
weird. I'm
If
just
there's any
googling it.
children, first of all, kids shouldn't be
Of
watching
course,
this. But
whoops.
second of all, yeah,
The images. See
worst
if we can.
characters.
Some. Oh yeah, here you go. Because they literally allow you to create
the
everything on the
man,
person. So that's
the man who can survive a car crash, his head can go straight through the windshield and he will be okay.
like, hey, you want to play Street Fighter 6? There you go.
Okay.
Or or
Yeah,
this,
fight against all these mutants. It's the mutant league fighting.
like
Yeah.
literally, dude, down to like just making a
No.
dude with a
First of
big
all, I can
jumpy.
say that because nobody looks like that. It's like there's a guy like you see the guy like the camera pans to like his chair and he looks exactly like that and he's got a tear in his eye. It's like they put me in the game
Yeah, like you can make some weird,
because
weird
that's the
dudes.
type of character who will like fight well because he's got super long arms. He can't hit his body.
Oh, and just letting you know, the hitboxes are effective with that.
Yeah,
So if you
that's
make
what
a
I'm
dude with
saying.
super short ass arms, you gotta get in
Well,
there real close.
Dalsim from the first game, he had the rubbery arms, so
But
you can be that guy.
But if you make it do the short arms or long arms,
Tiny
it
head.
like it makes your hitbox shorter or small or longer.
So
It's
someone optimizes. Yeah. The most
yeah.
inhuman mutant who like has all the advantages in a fight. So to compete with that, you're gonna have to look like a hopeless mutant yourself.
Well, I created a normal character for my Street Fighter run,
Yeah.
but I
Well,
tried
yeah,
to
it's
make
like they
Ichiban.
bodybuilder, supermodel, cartoon character. It's like, okay, superhero. Why
Yeah,
not?
that was a fun ass demo though.
It's
I enjoyed that
because
demo a
because
lot.
Street Fighter, yeah, the Street Fighter games. I mean, after the first one, were all about the colorful characters. You know, they weren't necessarily like doing real martial arts and real historically accurate stuff. It's just they were just fun. They were novel. They were interesting.
It's
As opposed
some
to playing like an MMA game where you've got like 50 guys and they all just look like guys with tattoos and trunks and little gloves and that's it.
it's some wacky looking dudes.
Yeah, it's like his legs are on his arms. His head is yeah. It just and it's that uncanny valley because they've got like realistic textures for the body and hair and stuff, and they just look strange.
But I mean, hey, if that's what you want to do, you know.
I'm the future.
I am the future. The future of fighting is now.
No.
All
No!
right.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't have anything to conclude, I think I'm good here.
Hey, we haven't talked about how bad Star Wars is.
Well, Star Wars is bad. It sucks.
It sucks.
Don't
Okay, thanks
don't get
everybody.
into it. Don't get into it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So much,
I
so
don't
much.
know. I mean, besides the fact that
Mandalorian season 3 did it save Star Wars? No, it didn't.
no,
It flopped hard. What about Andor? Did Andor was that the savior of Star Wars?
I actually liked Andor. I think I talked about it, and I was really skeptical and had some really horrible expectations about it. And then when I
So
watched
did
it,
I.
it was different Star Wars, so it was
It
nice.
just it didn't. I mean,
Um,
I gave it 4 episodes, and I was just like, eh. I forgot about it. Like
ah,
I was like, I'll go back to it, and I didn't. And then
but
I thought,
I like Star
nah,
Wars as a crime drama, like, and it's nice. But
Ribby, Star Wars can suck it.
okay,
I'm
but
talking full
here's the
from
thing,
across
Ribby,
town.
is there will usually be Star Wars of something on the segment. Like, I have realized to myself, I can't fully just disconnect myself from something I have enjoyed my entire life. But what I can do is enjoy the things I have. If there's something
My
new
Star
coming out,
Wars.
I will. No, I'm not gonna do it. That's weird. I mean, if you
Well, I'm
that's
just
what you
saying,
if
Star
that's what
Wars
you want to
that
call it,
I
fine.
know was good. I
But
remember when Star Wars was good.
I'm not gonna be. I don't need to be affirmative about it. But like, if
Yeah,
that's what you need to do to help get over the hump, then fine. But like,
yeah.
at the end of the day, I feel like for me,
Well,
it's
yeah,
just going to be like, if there's something new that comes out that I'll enjoy, then I'll watch it. Um,
yeah.
but
Well,
finding this inner thing where I feel like, oh, is this gonna be good finally, or is this are they gonna take this in a different direction,
with
or
all
having my
your hopes
hopes
and
up?
dreams on it.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I'm just done doing that. Like I'm
yeah.
just
Same here. Same
I've
here.
had it with
Well, yeah, and I'm not going to be sitting there watching Empire Strikes Back, going, how do Ray and Hux fit into all this? Like, nah, that's not even in my mind. I'm just like, I'm enjoying
Oh, I
this.
do that. I lore
It's
dump
fun.
all the time. It's
Yeah.
horrible.
Oh
It's
man, so
great.
Ahsoka, she was on the other planet while this was happening. Oh, they just
Oh no,
yeah.
no, I don't do
Oh
that. But like,
no,
it's
wait.
one of those. It's one of those
Oh,
things
so
where like,
that's where the light speed skipping comes from. Oh.
no, no, I don't do that. But maybe in books and
Everybody's
stuff
got.
I did that. But like, that's the thing
Yeah,
is there's
books
too
are
much.
different.
Disney has made
I
too
think
much
when
Star Wars, and I think
it, it it's
it
like my
hurts.
comment about the Lord of the Rings games. It's like once you've stepped out of the original format, it's a little easier for me. So Star Wars are the movies. So when you make other movies, there's a certain standard that you got to meet. To me, to be. But if you make a book and it's like, yeah, you take a few risks, you do a little different things. That's fine.
That was the thing, man.
Do a
Is like
game,
the books and the games went far enough
comics.
away from the movies because back even between now and then, when you were a kid, there was still enough time between the movies, video games, and comic books that they could take those risks. They could go to George and be like, "Hey, look, this is what happened." Now we have movies from the prequels to the trilogy to
Mhm.
the sequels, and then we have
Between this movie
TV
and this
shows in
movie.
between.
Yeah.
There's nowhere safe. And now
Yeah.
they're trying to fuck with the Old Republic, which
Mhm.
was something somebody did when they acquired the Star Wars license. And, you know, they talked to George Lucas about it, and they were like, yeah, we want to go so far back that you literally have to create your own universe again. And I thought that was the best thing ever. So the only other thing I could think of is if they made a Star Wars series where it was like 4 or 5 thousand years later.
Yeah.
Like the Jedi
Well,
aren't really a thing anymore. They might be
oh, come on.
you
The
know,
whole point of Star Wars is the Jedi.
well, there might be dudes with lightsabers, but like, dude, how many times are we
Yeah.
gonna keep doing the same fucking rigmarole with like the Jedi Temple and the Sith coming back and like,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, just
like
instead, just take the
maybe
same concept and do it a different way. But yeah,
maybe
it's
you have
like
Jedi bounty hunters. You know, maybe you have
they get rid of all the things that make Star Wars good, and people hate it. So then they just put it
like
all back
maybe
and
the
just do it
Wookiee, maybe the Wookiee race is now like
again.
something different. Like, you know,
Mhm.
5,000 years is a lot of fucking time to evolve and do different things. And like,
Well,
you know,
it's like Dune. Like when Frank Herbert was doing those stories, it's like okay, he did his little trilogy, and then the next one, oh yeah, and 3,000 years later, this other thing happened. So it's like
yeah,
what?
dude,
You could just
yeah,
do that. It's like yeah, you
because
know what? Let's
peace
just see
fucking
where the
happens. Like,
yeah.
there's a time
Nothing
of
happened for a
peace.
while.
Nothing
Yeah,
fucking happened. And like,
the
as I was
next
saying,
big thing, right in the story. Yeah,
in Star Wars, there's like a 40, 60 year time period where people are just fucking going through
yeah,
this roller coaster ride of
yeah.
drama. And like,
Han, Luke, and Leia, you know, they defeated the Empire, and the Empire came back, and they defeated it again, and they came back, and they defeated it again, and then they all got killed, and then their kids uh, defeated the Empire, and it came back, and then you know, it's
one
just
of
like,
them turned the dark side. Don't forget about that.
yeah, yeah, it's just like, okay, well, fine.
I
And you're
really
trying to
liked it
say, look
back.
back and say, oh, it all makes sense because you know it's like poetry, it rhymes. Like, no, you just ran out of ideas, and you were afraid to
No,
try anything.
I like it back when they were just called the Remnant, and
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was just
because
the
like,
the
okay,
Empire had
there's a
split
few.
off into 5 different groups, and they were all just trying to resurrect the Empire
Yeah,
again, and
they
they were
built all
just too
those.
weak.
They built all those star destroyers, and there's all those guys out there on those different planets. You know, it's like when World War II was over, there were still people on islands with machine guns going like, "Hey, they told us to hold this base. We're holding this freaking base. We're not leaving." Oh, the war's over, is it? Well, yeah, whatever. It's like,
Whatever,
sure,
we'll
why
bring
not?
back the regime, and like it was one of those things where
Like,
like the Moff heads were all about wanting to bring back the Empire. You had
mhm.
admirals who were making deals who wanted to bring back
They
the Empire.
invested a
Like,
lot into it. Yeah, that
yeah, and like,
that was kind of interesting. It kind of made sense. But as opposed to just saying, yeah, they took over the entire galaxy and they built another even bigger Death Star this time.
no, because
And
this
it's
time
the
the
Emperor's
remnant
back.
was truly dying, because it was like the Empire was on a limited budget and they were falling apart, and like what they did to keep the people in line was like I said, the Empire took a lot off like Nazi regime. So when you were
Hmm.
falling apart, they resorted to torture and manipulation and stuff like that. Oh no, the Empire didn't fall apart. We just had a setback, you know.
Yeah,
The Emperor got off the Death Star before it blew up, and I'm receiving
yeah,
commands from him now. And you
yeah,
know, it's one of those things where like now that's gone. Now like you have Imperials who are witnessing the star or the Death Star blow up, and they're sad. And you know, like you're taking the dark, evil, twisted storyline, and you're throwing it off to the wind. And the whole point was that the Republic was supposed to come in and take over for the Empire, and then they were slowly supposed to turn into a uh, political shit show. And then
yeah,
Leia got all
yeah. It took
sad
thousands
and
of years for them
complacent.
to fall apart. It's like, oh no, just kidding. It happened in like a couple years.
They were destroyed by the First Order. First Order came out of nowhere, and
Second
somehow
order.
Palpatine returned.
Somehow, Palpatine returned.
Anyway,
Somehow, bad writing happened.
yeah. Anyway,
Somehow, Disney
I
was greedy.
I am. It's the same to me. It's the same deal. I was talking, like I said, we're talking about
Yeah,
Hasbro,
I'm
big
over it.
fucking
I'm
companies that
over
can
it.
do whatever they want with it, and like at the end of
They
the
have
day,
Too much money,
You
too much power. They need to be hungry. They need to be at risk. They need to be like afraid
like
that they
Google,
might fail,
like
but
Google
be
is right now
brave
with
and try it. Yeah.
ChatGPT. They need to be at risk. They need to be afraid. And I've never seen Google so afraid, but that's another topic. Anyway,
Ooh.
like I said before, it's like with Hasbro. You have a company so fucking big that they can do whatever they want, and our opinions come second. So,
Yeah.
um,
Their
but at the
customers
same
don't matter.
time, quit eating the food. Like
Yep.
as much as you can. If they see a drop in something substantially, not just a little bit, to where they make the change substantially, they will come back to listening to the people, or they will make a drastic change.
I'm
Um,
I'm too small for Google to be making money off of me, but I still use YouTube, so I'm
no,
still feeding the machine.
they're afraid because of ChatGPT. AI is making a really big turn
Ad
right
blocker.
now, and ChatGPT is talking about making their own search engine, which is
Ah,
going to be like Google doesn't have that right now. They have
and
their own complacent search engine, which collects data and does stuff like that, and they have been doing that for the last 20 years.
mm-hmm.
And right now, there's somebody in Congress who represents ChatGPT who's talking about keeping it regulated, and because they're the guys who paved the way for a lot of that stuff. And
We're discussing
AI,
legislation about regulation. Let me help you
yeah,
with that.
AI
Just
is
Clippy.
getting very dangerous. It's getting very teeter tottery. I think in the next couple of years we're going to see a big change there, and it's going to get. I don't think it's going to be something that people just copy their book reports with anymore. But
Yeah, people are going to
um,
use it to influence each other and
well,
scam
no,
each
I'm
other.
I'm more thinking like commercializing it, and
Oh yeah,
it's going to be used for big projects, and it's going to be a big thing where you're going to have to
people are going to put out
understand.
of work.
Yeah, well, maybe, or the fact that you're going to get scam calls from an AI person who knows how to
Yeah,
talk, who knows how to give you the spiel, and it's not going to be a real person.
no.
And it's going to trick even more people, like people like us when we get older and stuff like that, with false video or audio. Yeah, because that's where it's going. Is like you might get a
Yeah.
call
Well,
from
there was that
Microsoft,
crypto
and
scam where they had like Elon Musk saying, "Oh yeah, you should invest in this," and it's just totally
well, yeah,
fake.
and that's what I'm saying is like you might get somebody who's smart enough to like fake um his worker or secretary or somebody that's saying, "Hey, I'm doing these call outs from him. If you could take a call from him at this time, that would be great." And like you think it might actually be a call, and then you go take a call and it's like somebody who can do his voice really well, who's using a deep fake,
Hey,
and
this
they're
isn't
like,
Ric
"Hey,
Flair.
and it really is good. The audio is almost perfect. There are great programs right now that can mimic audio. If I really
See,
wanted to, dude, I could get
we don't
us to
have to do
do
this
a Ric Flair
rantcast anymore.
podcast. Like I could do
Oh
Ric
man.
Flair saying that, and but like that's a big thing that could get us in trouble. Is
Yeah.
like, yeah, like you could just take a 1 minute clip of your voice, and the thing mimics your voice and starts speaking in cadence. It's crazy, and
Well, and
just have
you're trying to trick people because you're not doing a parody, you're not doing, a transformative, kind of work. You're just like, no, that's really Ric Flair
And
doing
here,
that.
I will show you how scary it's getting, because even on the things that look uncanny, it's bad. Um,
Yeah.
like here we go, right here. I will.
Yeah, most of the AI, it was funny at first because like, okay, I can create like super deformed like Street Fighter looking mutants of like celebrities and stuff.
Like how this is a guy who just does Arnold's face on everything, Brian Marnock, and he knows how to voice Arnold too, so he will actually do
Yes,
the
I would
voices.
just like to hold your hand.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts though. So even though it looks uncanny, like people are doing stuff
Getting
like that
there.
too. It's yeah. Um, Another big thing are there are people that can do both sounds and
Famous
legit
comedian Arnold
voice. Yeah.
Braunschweiger.
So yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Um, but yeah, just be wary. Be very wary.
Yep.
Um, because it'll get funky. Anyway, I think. You have anything else you want to include?
If you've got the X-Files soundtrack at home, just start playing that music as we fade out.
Dude. All right, and with that here, we're gonna go ahead and play ourselves out a little bit. My music's working finally, which is good. Go ahead and
Rantcast.
I'm gonna rant cast my happy self out if I can get this to work.
The ring right there. That's what it's all about. The mastering to control all others.
Indeed.
They dug down too deeply, and they found in the shadow and flame.
So we'll do our call-outs individually. We'll plug ourselves in individually this time. For all of you all who are watching this on the VOD and live, once again, I am Josh. I'm also known as The Strange Bus. You can find me at twitch.tv/TheStrangeBus. That's twitch.tv/TheStrangeBus. I have Twitter and YouTube handles as well. YouTube is being rebuilt currently at the moment, but you can also catch when I go live or what I'm doing there on Twitter. I also have the Discord. That's the Bus Discord, and you can also catch it there by just going to my channel. There should be a link there in my About page. Kurgan?
Nice. Yep, Kurgan, HeroQuest fans, twitch.tv/HeroQuest fans. Stream every Saturday, most every Saturday, 6 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, playing HeroQuest and other stuff. HeroQuest fans Discord, also XSC3, home of HeroQuest fans on YouTube, where we put the videos after we've done the live streams and such. And you can also see some of my old work on yeoldin.com forum.
All right. And with that, we'd like to thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are what makes the Rantcast happen. Besides our unbound rage, of course. But we will be back. Yes. I think there will be another Rantcast next week. I'm going to try to keep these weekly, whether it's by myself or with Kurgan joining late. I know you've got that project happening.
Yeah.
You said it's going to be happening in the next couple of weeks, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I would definitely like to do some stuff on site eventually. Do some unboxing, do some live gaming. That'd be sweet.
Love it. So we'll keep people up to date on that, as well as to see if we can actually get another on-site podcast. That would be wonderful. I'll have to set up some cameras. I don't have a mixer quite yet, so it's just us sharing a mic, which is probably the most restricting part of doing one like that. But I think we can probably get it set up now to do the way I have the computer like hooked up. So now that there's more space, we don't have to like huddle as close together as we used to. Like get all close and personal. But yeah, with that, once again, thank you everybody for watching. Tune in next week. We are at we start again at 9 p.m. U.S. Central Standard Time and go to about this time. It's about 11:30. And I hope you have a great rest of your day / night. Take care of yourselves and each other. We'll catch you next time.
Cast. Yeah.